They go tell me, boy, that can't be true. They don't know about my road to glory. They don't know the things that I've been through. When you watch my smile, don't think that if I am really to share my story. They go tell me, boy, that can't be true. They don't know about my road to glory. They don't know the things that I've been through. When you watch my smile, don't think I don't know pain. And the sun will shine, but sometimes it will rain. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death and I go brave. And the whole way through I give my thanks and praise. And that's why blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings are falling on me. From a rise I'm morning, give thanks. For my 2 foot and my 2 hands. For the birds that sing in the trees. For the food we reap from the land. And eyes behold the beauty. I'm a beautiful twin island. Big O good and love Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada, the whole Caribbean. Send me and keep me heart clean even when the world gets so cold and mean. Through the rise and the falls, I'm a faith and tall and strong, now lean. Me never ever lose hope even when me had to cope, keep a smile on me. And me have to live happy and free. Big up to the Almighty. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings are falling on me. From a rise I'm morning, give thanks. For my 2 foot and my 2 hands. For the birds that sing in the trees. For the food we reap from the land. And eyes behold the beauty. I'm a beautiful twin island. Big O good and love Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada, the whole Caribbean.
You got it, baby. Give me some, baby. Cause yeah, melanin popping, everything firm, nothing ain't dropping on you. All the big heads them watching, 6-figure clocking, but that ain't bothering you. No. Man could have gone on them ways, you know. But them boy go run the place, you know. Watch how your mother pray for you. Look how you're born with flavor, flavor, flavor. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Sign the pen on your paper, paper, paper. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Tell a boy go brave, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before you hot up the place, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look how you sweet like bonbon, like sugar in a pot when it brown brown. You know where you come from, so nobody can take you for clown now. Cause you know what you have is special. So baby, do give it up now. Because your mother pray for you. Look how you're born with flavor, flavor, flavor. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Sign the pen on your paper, paper, paper. Melanin flavor, go brave enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before you hot up the place enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look how you're born with flavor, flavor, flavor. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Sign the pen on your paper, paper, paper. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Tell a boy go brave enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before you hot up the place enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've been thinking about a lot of things of lately. See the way I feel, I think that I should let you know. I've been on the road, it was dark and lonely, slipping slowly. I was lost for a moment, trapped in time, but I found my own. Cool and calm, yeah, we're there. Give thanks to a life for my prayer. Skunk on the beat like Slayer. OT in the street with no strayer. Don't think for a minute that we fair. Cause the energy, it too way up. Watch your back, never down, yeah, we stay up. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya. Take time now, if you don't know how. Me, I go teach you, so this I no flex on. Bring the checks on, put some respect on. Me music, the lyrics are my weapon. Turn the negative into a lesson. Give the youth some money, some progression. A little session, easy tension. No, so the thing go on nice, alright, alright. Cool and calm, yeah, we there. Give thanks to a life for my prayer. Skunk on the beat like Slayer. OT in the street with no strayer. Don't think for a minute that we fair. Cause the energy, it too way up. Watch your back, never down, yeah, we stay up. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya. Alright. Cool and calm, yeah, we're there. Give thanks to a life for my prayer. Skunk on the beat like Slayer. OT in the street with no strayer. Don't think for a minute that we fair. Cause the energy, it too way up. Watch your back, never down, yeah, we stay up. Chillin' on the top, Himalaya.
Hey, Mr. Gardener, give me one good reason why you work so hard. You say it's for your family, but I know it's a bitter price for security. System ain't right. The rules were made to ease your mind. So hey, Mr. Gardener, I'm hoping you're right, but give me a reason. Give me a reason to believe in heaven. Give me a reason. Give me a reason, 'cause I done been through hell. Hell already. Hell you dance in the dark. You say that life is beautiful, but all I see is darkness, and I'm standing in the sun. She said maybe it's a shadow, maybe it's a shadow watching over you. So hey, Miss Lucky Charm, I'm hoping you're right, but give me a reason. Give me a reason to believe in heaven. Give me a reason. Give me a reason, 'cause I done been through hell. Hell already. Hell already, neighbor. Hell already. Clinging on to my senses. Mr. Carpenter, have you seen the people bow to you? And old with voices scream to me, they wanna worship the sky when the sky is blue. Who will you become when it is over? When will you believe in yourselves? Give me a reason. Give me a reason to believe in heaven. Give me a reason. Give me a reason, 'cause I done been through hell. Hell already. Hell already, neighbor. Hell already. Clinging on to my senses. Give me a reason. Give me a reason to believe in heaven. Give me a reason. Give me a reason, 'cause I done been through hell. Hell already. Hell already, neighbor. Hell already. Clinging on to my senses.
Oh yeah. Cool out so never make them see you with a frown. Me know the system really rough, but don't you let them get you down now. Turn up the heat, 'cause them not ready for the fire. On the street we are beat it, hustle every day, yeah. Now let them know your secret plan. Burn out all the bad minds, send them back to Babylon. Make them know dominion, it was given unto man. Right is right, so me not care if them want do the wrong. Them brutalize and capitalize upon the weakest one. At them name Babylon, for that me I go chant them down. Make them know a sinking sand, them build them castle pun. One day me show the most of him will turn things around, yeah. Pull up so never make them see you with a frown. Me know the system really rough, but don't you let them get you down now. Turn up the heat, 'cause them not ready for the fire. On the street we are beat it, hustle every day, yeah. Hustle and a player, from night into day, yeah. Man a born with gold spoon, me just a do what me say, yeah. I'm not forget for prayer, for the worm every day, yeah. Lightning a strike in the same place twice, 'cause me shot him every day, yeah. Me not deal up in a day falling, me not joke and me not clown. Such a short way up, but a very long way down. And not freaking weekend come make one up in a the land. Our street we are beat it, turn up in a this song, yeah. Pull up so never make them see you with a frown. Me know the system really rough, but don't you let them get you down now. Turn up the heat, 'cause them not ready for the fire. On the street we are beat it, hustle every day, yeah. Now let them know your secret plan. Burn out all the bad minds, send them back to Babylon. Make them know dominion, it was given unto man. Right is right, so me not care if them want do the wrong. Them brutalize and capitalize upon the weakest one. At them name Babylon, for that me I go chant them down. Make them know a sinking sand, them build them castle pun. One day me show the most of him will turn things around, yeah. Pull up so never make them see you with a frown. Me know the system really rough, but don't you let them get you down now. Turn up the heat, 'cause them not ready for the fire. On the street we are beat it, hustle every day, yeah. Oh nah, oh nah, nah. Now make them beat you down, yeah.
Crazy, can't believe what I'm thinking now. This ain't true. Hazy, touching my emotion, and boy, it's got me so confused. Lately, you've been seeing that girl, Stacy, but I still want us to be together. I'm stuck on you, stuck on you, and I still want us to be together. I'm stuck on you, stuck on you, and I still want us to be together. Baby, that's what I want you to be to me, my baby. Shady, can't believe I'm falling for you. I know you got your lady. 'Cause lately, you've been seeing that girl, Stacy, but I still want us to be together. I'm stuck on you, stuck on you, and I still want us to be together. Stuck on you, stuck on you, and I still want us to be together. I can't get you out of my system, out of my system. No, I can't get you out of my system, out of my system. I can't get you out my mind. I'm so into you, baby. You got me caught up. I'm stuck on you. I must let go. You got me stuck on you, stuck on you, and I still want us to be together. Stuck on you, stuck on you, and I still want us to be together.
Would you hear, girl? Would you hear, girl? No, no, no. Oh my God, give me again, yeah. No, no. What we do is between you and I, between you and I, between you and I. And what we do is between you and I, yeah. Between you and I, between you and I. Him not know if we do with a body there, yeah. Bring it over the famous. She say her boyfriend I live New York. She tell me she never get touch from a Trinity. Well, alright, come over me yard now, girl. One thing that me want you understand. What we do that our business. The longer the secret, the longer the fun. What we do is between you and I, between you and I, between you and I. And what we do is between you and I, yeah. Between you and I, between you and I. Equation add me, subtract your clothes. Minus your boyfriend, multiply strokes. You see the freak in you. Love when me put it deep in you, baby. She only cheat on him cause he don't know what he has. I could be everything you need, just keep it between us. Oh, what we do is between you and I, between you and I, between you and I. And what we do is between you and I, yeah. Between you and I, between you and I. everything you need, just keep it between us. Between us, baby. Between us. And between us.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever we celebrate, wherever we celebrate, whenever celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever we celebrate, wherever we celebrate, whenever celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate, now we celebrate, celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Would you girl, no, no. Oh my God, give me again, yeah. No. What we do is between you and I, between you and I, between you and I, yeah. And what we do is between you and I, yeah. Between you and I, yeah. Between you and I. Him not know if we do with a body there, yeah. Bring it over the finish. She say her boyfriend I live New York. She tell me she never get touch from a Trini. Well alright, come over me yard now, girl. One thing when me want you understand. What we do that our business. The longer the secret, the longer the fun. What we do is between you and I. Between you and I.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to Island Girl Talk. It's your girl, Krystal Khayne.
Katie C.
Sorry, I saw Krystal Khayne.
I thought you were gonna go Katie C, but I was like,
Let's do it again. It's your girl, Krystal Khayne.
Katie C.
Neicy. And of course, we have a special guest today, as promised. Guys, you know what it is? It's the last Wednesday of the month, and today is Guys Perspective. And today we have the multi-talented Michael Phillips in the house today. Make some noise. Let's see some flames. As we like to say, those of you who are living under a rock. Okay, that's just a bad joke. But really, if you're living under a rock, Michael Phillips is a very talented individual in the sports arena, in the arts arena, in the music arena. All right. Most people know him as national cyclist for Trinidad and Tobago, winning many awards and accolades over the years, as well as an artist painting all kinds of landscapes and you know, forestry and birds and parrots and all kinds of
multi-dimensional.
He's going to tell us all about it later. And more recently, his foray into music. He learned how to play the guitar, in the space of 2 years? And is now doing gigs, like taking real professional gigs all over the country. It's amazing. But guys, we're going to get into all of that soon, all right? But you know how we like to do. Greetings and salutations, ladies.
Yep.
How was your weekend and how's your week going?
Who's this?
Well, okay, all right, fine. We'll address it.
I am
Guys,
Neo from
Shawna is out sick today. She's not feeling well at all, and that is a first for Sean's, because Sean's is always here no matter what come rain or shine.
Willing to come out
Yes.
and share her sickness.
Yes.
But we said no.
love.
But because her throat is involved and we don't want her talking with a sore throat, so as always, Katie is here to save the day. You know, show them your guns now. Yeah. Superhero, you know. Neo's, listen, Katie's the one, you know, she's Neo.
The red.
So guys, KTC is in the house. Give us some love, show some flames and all of that. And guys, wish Shawna a very quick recovery. All right? How things going, y'all? What's new? What's going on?
What's new?
What's going on? What's going on?
Life is good.
Okay. You sure?
Anything new? Anything happening you want to share with us?
No, but
any new birds?
No new birds. I have a lot cooking, but things popping.
Yes, things tinging.
Things tinging.
Yes, as we like
we in
to
the
say.
kitchen.
Yeah. You used to cook?
Yes.
Good. Kate, how are things?
hectic, but to be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way because
Yes,
you know
I hear that.
that 2 years of being in lockdown and pandemic was
Girl.
enough, especially as a creative when your mind is just
Yes.
active and it wants to go. So I am definitely welcoming all the challenges, even though it is tough, but I'm welcoming in it.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
what about you?
Booked and busy is the way to be.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the usual, you know, just gigging and all that jazz and doing my stuff, doing a lot of prep for Island Girl Talk as well. And like Katie said, we do and they do. It's good to be booked and busy. And yeah, as a creative, you want to be in a constant state of that. You never want to rest. I know I don't. So
I mean, rest is welcome too.
yeah, rest
but-
when I'm
but-
dead.
But better than bored and broke.
Thank you. Thank
Booked and
you.
busy or bored and broke.
Yeah, all these. Michael, what about you? How was your weekend and your week thus far?
Weekend was pretty eventful. I don't know if you know this, that I was awarded the Hummingbird.
Yes, we
Wow.
we are
Congrats.
so getting to that.
So my
He took the
my,
cat out of the bag.
my mom and my dad were there with me, so they were pretty proud. They really had a good time. So that and just been painting. I have a few commissions that I'm working on and trying to finish, as you would know, a couple songs. I want to launch my EP next month.
Yeah.
So this week has been really hectic.
That's good. That's good. Hectic is good.
Interesting.
Busy is good. Right? So everyone's had a great weekend. Guys in the chat room, how is your week going? How has your weekend been? Feel free to share. And of course, feel free to call us. You all know the number, 466-4-O-U-R or 466-4687. And guys, remember to like and share the stream. Share it to your social media, to your stories, wherever with the link. And the more the merrier. You guys know we like to have a bunch of people on giving their perspectives. All right? And as previously mentioned, it's guys' perspective. That's why we have Michael in the house today.
Oh, Lord.
As always, you know,
To
he's
teach us about
Lamb to the
men,
slaughter.
right?
to teach us all about
Michael,
men.
you're in good hands.
Right?
Everything men.
Yes.
Are you up for the test?
Realize. Well, we'll see.
Indeed. You guys know we like to use guys' perspective as teachable moments for us to understand our men better, as well as to provide a little space for them. We can't have it be all about the women and have your guys feeling left out, all right? Michael's going to be here as our sounding board and a representative, an in-house representative for the men looking on today. So make them prouder. No pressure, Michael. No pressure. All right? And with that, and as Shawna and I would say, we commence. The topic of the day is how men today flirt with women and the do's and the don'ts of flirting. Right? So, I don't know about all you, but it's a touchy kind of subject for me because I've found that older men definitely know how to flirt with women. They know all about the chase. They know all about
Courtship.
you know, courtship and that kind of thing. Whereas men today, I guess social media and the new age culture has a lot to do with it. There's no romance, there's no wooing of a woman anymore and that kind of thing. How you all feel about that? Because let's be real, when it comes to flirting, it is an unspoken fact that women like it when men come and flirt with them. It's not like we're all standoffish, like, don't approach me, I don't know you. No, women like it when men flirt with them. You just had to come correct. You had to do it right. You know what I mean? So you all have had any experiences where a man has tried to flirt with you and it went well or it went bad? How did it go?
I had a guy asked me to send him the location of the best roti shop.
Try to strike up a conversation.
I was like, what?
That's actually not a bad tactic though, because
I mean,
That's unique.
Roti show.
it's the
Was he aware that he liked roti or something?
everybody like curry in
no, he's a
Trinidad.
complete stranger. I mean, I love curry, and I could eat that any day, anytime. If you want to get to my heart,
my roti
curry,
session, yeah.
roti, bust up shut,
Yeah.
curry mango.
I mean, I
But
could
a
dig
random
that.
stranger coming up to me asking me for the location of the best roti shop in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, think about it. When
Well,
I'm
it
in
was in my DMs.
it was in your DMs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That makes
okay.
the difference.
yeah.
Because I was just
I forgot that at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in my DMs.
Because I've asked strangers on the street in different countries, where can I get the best seafood or the
Because
best
you
this
a
or the best?
foreigner.
Yeah.
Tourist.
But it's on social media, so I can see where the creepiness comes in.
I was
You know?
like, what? I didn't even respond. It's still sitting down there.
So
Some of the things that stood out to me with flirting is when guys compliment me on things that is not that obvious, that you have to really be paying attention to. I've had a guy told me, I have nice calves.
fetish alert.
No, but the thing with it is like, yeah, like it caught my attention.
Yeah.
It caught my attention. I was in the band class, and the guy was like, I like your eyebrow because it's matching my hair.
Yeah.
These are things that men don't really compliment you on. They go for the generic nice smile, nice whatever. But I like when you tell me something random that has to make me like, you actually pay attention to that.
I like that. A woman likes it when a man pays attention to detail, and like you said, details that are not normally
Because I've
recognized.
been looking at my calves since then.
Yeah. Now I go and look at your calves too. I never noticed your calves before, you know.
I'll put that down on the list for the Bollywood thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, but when it comes to flirting, like you guys today the topic is about y'all, so we don't want to hear woman to woman. We'll be talking about y'all. It's about y'all. So when it comes to flirting, like y'all have to still be up on game in terms of romance, right? It's not dead, and women appreciate that, young or old. You know, there's work that goes into it, because yes, a woman can woo a man, but at the end of the day, it's so against the norm. It's not the norm. So, and you don't want to look like a creepy woman running down a man. So I mean,
against biology.
Yeah, as a traditional woman myself, I quite like it when a man takes the time
Michael
to try
is
to
laughing. I think Michael has a different.
Yeah, Michael has a different perspective. Like cringe.
He's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Michael, what's going through your mind right
get
now?
it on this.
Yeah.
And his face is turning red. Guys, you all should see this.
No, it's very.
We picked a fun topic for you today. Huh?
Exactly.
We didn't want to get too deep and get, so we picked a nice fun topic for you today.
I think one of the things that you rightfully said earlier is that flirting is a very complicated thing, because it's not a man complicating you. I should say making the compliment or the flirtation. It's that whole dynamic of some people. So I'll give you based on people that I know. So I think that's the best perspective.
Yeah, don't call any names
no.
though.
So there's some people that are very good, whether it is they do it intentionally or not, very good at making women laugh.
Yes.
Just being funny.
Oh gosh.
Making and disarming any sort of apprehension that they may have. Some people they pick up lines and so on. They may do that, and that may be funny, right? And they're very good with that. And then there's some people that of course are just. It amazes me, the guys that know they're batting out of their league, so to speak.
Yes.
And they drop these lines or whatever it is. And I kind of ask myself, okay, what's the reason for it? What's the reason for it? But, however, you ever see mismatched couples where it's a really good looking girl and the guys what's going on there?
Yeah.
And that's because
He's got a
not only that,
great
those guys aren't afraid to try. And most guys stay away from landing those or giving those kind of compliments, because ultimately there's the fear of rejection or that cold shoulder and so it's a touchy subject. I think a lot of people would have been more self-conscious coming out of the Me Too movement and so on, and being very, very careful. So there are a lot of things that have changed those dynamics. I mean, of course, I'm not the type of person that would condone, the whistling and the shooting on the road and all that. Since a child, I always found that to be And now I have a daughter. My daughter just turned 14, and I wanted to buy myself a large Rambo knife for her birthday. For myself.
Or you did?
Right.
For yourself.
Exactly. You know, so it's I know it's a very complex thing, because it's not just flirting, but it's who.
Yeah.
Yes.
And whether or not you feel offended by it or not, it depends on who is doing it.
Sure.
Sometimes
I'm glad that you said it, because I didn't want to say like I don't mind the flirting, but it depends on who's flirting with me.
And like, quite frankly, if I have to be honest, I am a sucker for cheesy lines. Like, give me dad jokes and cheesy lines any day, I'm gonna laugh. You know what I mean? But like you and Neicy said, it's when you say who though, like what attributes are they? I don't understand when you say who.
When I
because
say,
like Michael said, most guys are not afraid to try.
Yeah.
So it could be someone who you know is not even in your league, but he's so enamored by you that he's like, F it, I'm gonna do this anyway. Hopefully, you know, I catch a fish. But at the same time, like I wouldn't discriminate unless you're looking like a homeless person with no job and you're suffering on the street. I'm not someone who would shun anyone. I talk to everyone. I will talk to the king and the vagrant on the street, you know, because everybody deserves respect. But if you're coming at me in a flirtatious manner in an attempt to meet me or get to know me, I guess you have to come correct, even if you're not looking like the prince of.
When I say who,
I don't know, Persia.
When I say who, I'm not referring to just like in that sense. I'm talking about like, if I already have a likeness to you and you come flirting, you already enter with points and you don't even know that. Hey, no.
You'll get more leeway to someone that you
That's the big question, though. Like, what would you look at when you say it depends on who? What exactly do you mean?
So I think a woman would respond, or as I said, the guys that the different attitudes with regards to this thing, right? For the ones that fear rejection, they're the ones that are going to be more reserved, right? Whether or not they even talk to you or whatever it is, they may wait for an opportunity that may seem more casual or natural, as opposed to actually walking up and giving, you know, they'll wait for some sort of signal. I think, let's face it, human beings are animals. We tend to forget that we are creatures, mammals, and so on. We have a lot of very basic animal instincts because of civilization. We separate ourselves from that, but we do react, and human beings more so on a visual perspective. And within any animal, how should I say, category, there are hierarchies. And what you would find is that, so there's a statistic that looks at it is said that 20% of the men get all the women. And there are a whole bunch of men that have no women. That's the reality.
So they said it was like 3 women for every guy.
So, but it's not like that, because
but those women
I'll
might
give an
want
example.
that
So
particular guy.
So you have in your brain already, for however long, you have a checklist of things. For guys, checklist is very short. You know, it starts with a pulse.
For sure, it is.
A pulse. Some people,
It's your
right?
life. Yes.
So,
I know a lot of guys like that. All they need is a pulse.
Exactly.
I'm already on the list.
But women, on the other hand, it's quite so. In the old movies, how did this women describe their perfect man?
Tall, dark, and handsome.
What's the first word?
Tall.
Only 13.5% of the world's population of men
Are
over
tall.
6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm really
so
tall for
therefore,
me,
so
so-
look at it from a competition perspective. Most women look at men from provider or gene pool. You know, whether or not
Indeed.
whether or not they want to have short children or not. That's a big part of it.
Guilty.
Yeah. So, so.
This is interesting.
Were we just talking about this morning, Ananias?
But the female of every species has to be more discriminating than the male.
For sure.
That's just how it
Because she's
is.
the one that.
And
It's nature.
yeah, that's just nature. So once you understand that, and there are a lot of guys that understand that, so I think people just, for me, I have a different type of, if you want to call it, flirting style, where I hardly flirt. I'm very respectful. I'll have a conversation. I try to get into persons, find out what they're like. So I don't have that come out on. But in fact, one girl actually told me one is like, you actually have to hit you over your head.
I have said that to a guy. Like,
right.
We would talk casually.
Yeah.
I like you, but I'm not getting how guys normally approach you with the flirting or the leading. So I was like, well, what's going on here? Like,
right.
we talking all the time, you're not saying anything. And then it's only then he revealed that he is interested, but his thing was more laid back.
Because he wants to be more respectful.
I can appreciate that. You can take forever. You probably don't even have to tell me how you feel.
Forever.
Eventually, I'm sure I'm sure that if it's meant to be or if there's chemistry, it will just naturally go in that direction. I've met guys who are quite reserved, who are not gonna be like, I like you or want you to study them. We've talked for quite some time, and eventually they be like, they tell you how they feel, or it just naturally goes there. I can appreciate that. I'm so over the whole I want you and I want you now and let's get to know each other. If you, it's good to put your cards on the table and let a woman know what you want. You know, I want marriage, I want this, I want that. That's different. I'm talking about just dating or whatever, what have you. Like, let it just flow. Let it be natural. I can appreciate that.
But even the flow, the flow has a direction. So, I mean, just, let it naturally go. Sorry, sometimes when I hear go with the flow, it's like, it's very...
What a guy explained to me with exactly what Chris said, that also is like a filter, because when a guy comes at you and he's willing to like pause and pay attention to what it is and let it take its natural course, because he's thinking long term. Most of the times when guys want the fast pace, like I like you, let's get it, it's like, sometimes it's just about the sex, you know. Sometimes it's just about the sex.
The chase is glorified in these days.
Yeah. I think the approach really, you made a point. The intended outcome of the whole thing would really impact how what that guy's approach is. And you have all sorts of different personalities. So
yes, I'm glad you said that, because most guys who approach me know they can't just come at me with. I guess because of how I am and how I treat with men in general, they won't just come at me with... They have to come real good. You know what I mean? Because I am not the easiest person to lock down. So, you know how you said... Fly. I'm on unbroken horse. You cannot break me in that regard. So
that'd be as good as COVID to lock it up.
Right? Boy.
As lethal.
Such a good analogy.
The corny jokes.
We see you.
Neicy. But yeah, I mean, and I guess it comes back down again to who, because a man would know if he has to try harder with one woman or not so hard with another woman based on her personality. So I guess really also it comes down to that, for sure.
I do think men do have audacity.
Girl.
As a badge of honor.
Girl.
The audacity.
The audacity is the of it all.
Audacity. On this episode of The Audacity.
Hey! Segment. Write that down. The audacity. Hey. You see, resident host, and already she's coming with the content.
On this episode.
Yes. You'll see how our ideas are just naturally born on this show.
Naturally flows.
I swear to God. How many times has that happened?
A lot.
Like 4 or 5 times already.
It says a lot.
Sorry, go ahead, Alan. I digress.
Yes, tell us about the audacity.
The audacity.
Or me.
Yes.
I was like... No, I just think some men have the audacity and think they can approach every woman in one way that they typically approach every woman, I guess. And I think maybe it's because it's working with some. So they assume that, okay, well, this is the blueprint for it all. So, I mean, I do think I have laid where I stand with and how you should approach me as a man, but I do understand sometimes how men could approach me just based on what I do for a living because they don't actually understand the root of it all. And I'm constantly battling that. Even up to Monday, I was battling that. So I mean, just to go off of your point on a different perspective, some men just have the audacity to, because they see something on social media and they think it's what it is because it's packaged in a certain way. They approach, I'll keep it in my garden, me, in that form. So
I'd like to hear Michael's opinion on that in terms of does in these cases do men go with the notion of judge a book by its cover?
Judge a book by
I think in a lot of cases, yes. All you have is a visual, and at first, or if it is that if somebody knows that other person, and they may try to get information in terms of personality. And I think there may be an adjustment as far as the approach. Some I know, like in chatting with women, I know how they feel when somebody approaches them in an aggressive manner. How you like this one and you don't like me, or whatever it is, and especially ones that are that have assets, and they figure, well, okay, right, because of my wealth or whatever it is, I'm more entitled.
Boy, do I have stories for you.
Yeah, so that is a particular archetype that most women cringe based on that approach. And then the gentle ones, and then the ones that just get totally overlooked. So
friend zone.
Have no game, have no. They may have a heart of gold or whatever it is, but that pressure. So when does not flirting become, to one's detriment? And timing is such a. You may have somebody that you're totally compatible with, and
wrong
comes
time.
across. I could see how a female not being in a good mood on that particular day for whatever. There's nothing penetrating. Women don't look at men like men look at women. Women,
for sure.
men are on
Pretty says agreeing.
Was that? Yeah,
He's
because men have this kind of thing. We like you saw the Terminator movies?
Yeah.
You ever saw the world in the eyes of the Terminator with this thing with all these charts and height, this, that, computing all the time?
That's what men.
Is that the logic in men?
That's how men function.
Men.
Yes, that's how men function.
I thought he was gonna say women with that.
Women,
Because we pay
I
so
think-
much of detail to everything.
Well, I think when you go into an office building, you see women being, I think, far more focused, because that's not how they up. Yes, they were the girls or whatever it is, and so on. You see a change in behavior when a group of girls can out to have fun. But in an office setting or whatever it is, you more than likely, I think, you find the guys are the ones that are always still looking and looking.
Yeah,
I find that so
agree with
interesting that you would say that, because what you just described when you made the reference to the Terminator, that's me
That's you.
all the time. I walk
But is that
anywhere
from a
and
safety
my
perspective?
it's like boop, boop, beep, 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 beep.
I like what you just said.
Literally
Safety.
analyzing
I think
everything.
We're talking about from a risk assessment perspective.
Everything,
Okay.
all levels go down. Whether I'm looking at a gorgeous man or as analyzing the state of a room, reading the room. I just
So
analyze
you're tired?
everybody.
Sounds
I
tiring.
think it
Sounds
probably
tiring.
is, but that's just
Scanning the room.
what happened.
Scanning the
I
room.
literally
But I-
scan the room, and I scan everybody, and I observe everybody, and I people watch, and it's like
People
and I
watch.
do it. I
people
do it
watching.
casually, and it might very well be tiring, but it's me.
just you.
So I
Yeah.
don't really.
Okay.
They
you
always
know,
assessing.
I'm that way, but I'm definitely
Like I'm
from a risk
assessing
assessment.
every single one of you right now.
Oh, damn.
Like for real.
Krystal.
So
You
I
think I ain't watching it, but watching it.
I'm feeling like I'm being watched.
You're still being watched, DC. Every
Somebody's
single thing about me.
I have no privacy.
And her name is Krystal.
This is very, very
Yeah.
interesting. I think for me it works to the opposite. I pay attention to what I choose to pay attention to. It's not everything. It's what I come in the room and something in the room catch my attention. That's all I'm saying.
I remembered someone that I worked with a couple of years ago when I was doing real estate. Like she realized how observant I was generally, and there was a time we were heading to some property and she saw an accident over on the other side of Ryson Road and I missed it. So she's like, you didn't see that just now? And I was like, no. She's like, and you just watch everything, you see everything, you didn't see that?
Yeah.
I thought you so observant. I'm like, you know,
You was having a break. You was on a break.
Yeah, but I think what it was is it used to surprise her all the time when I would say something. She'd be like, I didn't know you picked up on that. I didn't know you saw that. And I was like, yeah, I did, but I didn't, you know. So it was surprising to her when I didn't
My
see
thing is, I
the
have
accidents.
that lens of observation, but it's what I choose to focus on. Like my attention to detail is also paired with what I choose to focus on. You know, I see everything about that. Everything else is background.
Without veering off too, I think all that is a part of my anxiety too. I do that as yes. So, but I digress. We wouldn't go down that road.
Yeah.
So back to flirting.
You were saying, Katie?
Oh no, I was just adding that I come from a more risk assessment. I'm always on safety first, and then I start to pay attention to people's moods.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So then I'm either this person is not where I think she's usually at today.
Yeah.
So maybe just peg back a little bit, Kate. Like,
Oh, okay.
It's
like
easy
that.
to pick up on moods as
Moods,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I digress. Back to how men flirt today.
Well, I don't know about you, but I want to just get into a little bit of, before we get into the points and all of that, there are some things that Trini men in particular do. That girl, listen, Michael. Now you rightfully said earlier there are certain types of men, right? You have the grassroots men, the middle class, the upper middle class, or whatever. I don't know how else to rate it, but basically you have certain types of men, and they all flirt in different ways. So you're walking through, I don't know, town, because I don't think you'll get this through walking through a mall or a plaza or something, but walking through town and you're getting the family, smallie, reds, darky. Like, guys, I want to ask y'all today, and I want Michael to comment on this too, and y'all in the chat rooms. What, to the guys who do that, and I hope it's not any of the men in our chat room today, but
will be blocked.
what are these men thinking when you see a random woman in the street and you're like, family, smally, reds, that kind of thing. You know, if she happens to have a I don't know, a rotund looking derriere, it's like, let me bounce on that thing now, or you know how you see it. So I want to ask, what y'all men be thinking? What do you expect to happen when y'all do that? And to the ladies who respond to that BS, why doing it? Like, does that really?
Why doing it?
Yeah, like according to Rudy, why doing it? Does that really appeal to y'all when a man says, Psst, "Family"? Are you really gonna turn around and say, "Yeah"? What's going on?
You
like, for real?
Who's gonna answer that? You're asking the question, but who's gonna answer?
The question, Chris, because in my mind, when I hear it, it's like I just get upset, I just get angry, and I'm trying to
Girl,
understand,
it's such a trigger.
Why?
Don't forget.
Yeah, like why men
Say, add the wetness. The wetness.
at the time, and he was clueless. Like, he didn't have a response, because it got me so upset. I was walking out the road to get a vehicle, and I passed by a workplace, and it had a lot of guys, and just instantly, like, men nature. So I heard it, and I just stopped, and I was like, does this work on a normal day for you guys? Everybody was like quiet. They didn't even know where to go with the question or how to even respond, because I'm trying to understand. Imagine 50 years from now, how you and mommy met. Well, she was walking out the road, and I
just.
Does it work?
And
like
she,
a dog, like.
And she, I was just about to say that.
Come on.
And she saw me, and it was love at first. I'm trying to understand this maths. What are you trying to get out of this?
You know what baffles me too? Catcalling from a moving vehicle.
Yeah, he even stopped. He even stopped.
You know what I started doing? It depends on who I'm with. Like, if I'm with friends or if I'm by myself, I leave it alone. But if I'm with friends, I start running after the car. I mean,
that's funny. That's funny.
What do you want me to do from a moving vehicle? All right, let me go.
I would like to recommend the guys like that they switch to good morning or good evening or good afternoon.
Thank
How are
you.
you today? Just common
get
courtesy
a
and
good
polite
morning from me.
and
Yeah, you will get
politeness.
me.
Stand
Like
me
morning.
responding to psst.
You know how many guys have done that, and to the not all, we know all men are not like that, but there have been some men, like, I don't know, security guards at the bank or anybody that you're passing by, and they say, good afternoon, you look lovely today, how are you?
Getting a
Dude,
response.
You get a
I
response.
feel
You are
so
getting
good,
a
and I'm like,
response.
well, thank you. You look handsome, your damn self. How are
Yeah.
you? Thank you for the compliment. How nice and refreshing is it to get a nice, polite compliment from a random man? I literally
yeah,
say these
one
things to
back.
them, and
Yeah.
then they're taken aback. They're like, really? I'm like, yes. You should do that more often.
Yeah.
You know,
should do that.
I literally respond like that, because when it happens, it feels so damn
Encouragement,
good.
yeah. Encourage
So
them to
good.
be
But
more
but
that
in
way.
some cases like that, I would
Use
also
your
say
words, man.
their nature still overrides that, because I've had guys who tell me, wait, let me finish.
Hold on.
Let me finish. I've had the guys who say the good morning, and they just arm me with the good morning, so they get a response back. And as soon as them get the good morning back, them lips too. And they go into the whole sexy or the same thing that they was
Them
gonna
lips
do with
too.
the psst.
I think that's more character
Yeah,
though.
so that's what I'm saying.
That's
It comes
their
back
character,
to,
though.
if it's not you, don't try to hide behind it, because your nature is still going to come to the surface.
Well,
True.
I think
Character as opposed to
nature
nature.
and training is two different things.
Okay.
Good
All right,
point.
because at the end, as I said, civilization has taught us that we act in a particular way, but we have the same instincts that we do. Because if human beings really hide to do everything that animals do that we think to be uncivilized, like we don't do certain things in public, right? And so even though you may see somebody and your mind may go in a wow, you look at that person, you have to train yourself or be so trained as to not offend and to be polite. And I think the people that respond, women that respond to it, I don't know how many women do. I remember my father told me one day, my father's like, oh gosh. Anyway, you know the Saga boys in there from long ago, right?
Saga boys.
Yeah.
Oh
My father, as I would have seen him, he was a smiler. Good morning, good evening, how are you?
Love a nice smile.
And that is him, right? So just with a simple smile, where you can say to someone, you think they look great today, or you're happy to see them, or
And completely
Yeah.
disarm them.
Yeah.
correct. So I think today though, with kids, people are same thing with social media. It has brought a whole other dimension into flirting with people.
Yep.
And people tend to think they could get away with more because you're not actually in front of that person,
Yes.
and therefore you have some sort of a buffer between you and that rejection or what you think may happen. So
I mean,
That's a good
with this,
point.
yeah, it
Very,
is.
very
I'm glad
good
he brought
point.
it up too. I mean,
The buffer.
personally, I've had good and bad experiences on social media. You have and quite recently too, you have the ones who, of course, you're real sexy in this picture. Like they tag the picture and they comment under it, and you ignore those. And then you have the ones who say, well, hey, I like your content. It's really, and I like what you're about, that kind of thing. And then you have the ones that ask you out to dinner and that kind of thing. Mind you, nobody gets any kind of play from me or reaction from me. But quite recently, and ironically enough, I saw someone else posting about a similar experience online. But recently there was someone who they commented on my content, and when I checked out his profile, he had some pretty cool stuff going on as well. And I said, yeah, I like your stuff and that kind of thing. Good job, keep up the good work. And that was all he needed. With that, it was like, well, to be honest, I really had a crush on you and I really like you and and I was just wondering if you could, give me a chance to get to know you and and I'm like, bro, and I'm like reading, it's like, well, this is my line. Thanks, but I'm not dating right now, which is the truth, right? But then they go on to see what they're about and why they like me. And, you know, I hope I'm not coming across too weird. And because, you know, some men are like this and some men are like that. But I'm like, dude, you are those some men.
In this
you
moment,
are some men.
You are.
You know, back it up.
Yeah.
I stopped saying I'm not dating right now because I realize that some men think, okay, well, when she does start to date, so I start saying, sorry, I respectfully decline.
Yeah,
I'm not interested.
And I refuse to lie and say I have a boyfriend, because you shouldn't respect my no simply because there's another man involved. You know, I stick to it. I'm not dating right now, or I'm not interested.
I had to flip that on a guy recently because the same thing as you said, that he was persistent. If I post something, he would reply, and then he asked me out, and I was like, no, I'm not interested. But he felt like it should have come with with more, like why I'm not interested and what's the reason. So I just left that alone. And then after, I noticed like he would come and the same continual of like just commenting on stuff and being kind of sex. Like it's only if I post a quote, you have nothing to say. I post a picture that, you know, like they pick and choose where the response come. So eventually he was like, how come like I don't respond to his messages and stuff? And I'm like, first of all, you're not even aware if I'm in a situation or relation. You didn't even ask these questions. Like, you just come at me without even knowing if I'm available or not. And he was like, well, I know you're not married, so everything is fair play. So I had to ask him, I said, so if you're in a relationship with a girl and you're not married, would you like her entertaining men because simply that she's not married, or out of respect? And he had nothing to say after that. You know, there's nothing to say after that.
So,
so there's an interesting with this. So it comes back to my point before, timing and the right man. Because if it was the right man that sent you that message,
you would have accepted
your response would have been different. So therefore, what you're looking at is, if no man approached, even the right man, then women would not have men. So that's the thing that makes it complicated, because those guys out there see the attractive woman with the guy that's, wait, how that happened? So there's hope for me. And therefore, you know, you're part of this thing where the whole thing of, so we call it courtship. And then, okay, like birds, you'll see birds courting, and the male bird is doing a dance. And every male of every species has to do a song and a dance to attract the female.
It's a
and
ritual.
that bird or whatever it is also has to deal with rejection. So there's some things where there's brute force and whatnot, and it's like pride alliance and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, it's uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's nature. But also, because as I said, we have this thing called civilization. We expect a certain level of decorum or understanding. You know, being able to put yourself in a position of being rejected lightly, as opposed to in some sort of needed abrasive way as a partner pull up.
but why do guys if like you do the dance, as you say, and you realize she's not interested, you know? Why do you think you need to dance harder?
Yeah, boy. Like some men feel like a no is a cue to try more.
Yeah, like that's a cue.
Well, because there are men that have been successful doing that.
The dance harder.
Correct.
Kitty, you were about to say something?
I think for men, rejection, it's not just a fear, but I think it's more consequential for them than it is for women. Because, you know, in this day and age, bro, you didn't get through that. I think it's more consequential because they have to be the one to, like, you know, ask and provide and macho man and.
Well, relationships for male and female status has part to do with it, because we all function within hierarchies.
Right.
So therefore, I don't know if you know this, where women tend to date across and up their social status, and men will tend to date across and down.
Ooh,
so
well, okay, true.
So let's put this: a man will marry the housekeeper. A woman ain't marrying the gardener. The likelihood of that. So I'll tell you, if you were to walk, let's say New York, any Trinidad, you are going to see more mixed race couples than you would see couples with a woman taller than her boyfriend or the person that she's standing next to. And that in itself is, so you have Karen gone. Yeah, so in fact what the male knows that he's dealing with is the female exercising her prejudice. And we think of prejudice as racial prejudice. But actual racial prejudice is one component of prejudice, of which prejudice is exercised at its utmost and most frequent in courtship. So there's a long list that I'm saying that women have a much longer list, or the female of every species has a much longer list than the male.
Indeed.
Right.
It's very interesting.
So when you put it into that perspective, you kind of, I think you have a better understanding from the male perspective, but that does not excuse a lack of training. Right? And who teaches who to do what, and there's a long line of, but you know, one of the things that I also noticed, that even entertainment has some level of how should I say, I don't want to use the word fault, but impact, as far as how people. So when you listen to certain genres of music and what women are referred to in that type of music, and what women refer to themselves in that type of music, and how they dress, and then you see this alignment in terms of, so people are basing their information, how they make their approach, on what they see immediately in front, and they're trying to come up in their minds as what they think would be the most successful way of attaining what they want. You know, and so it's a complicated and shifting, because you don't even have the same mood on the same day, right? You don't feel like the today somebody might, for whatever reason, might catch your fancy, and another day, the very next day, and somebody says an off word, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
So Michael, tell us, in your, like, let's go back to your mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s. What was it like to woo a woman? When you liked a woman and you were pursuing a woman, how exactly would you do it?
Michael's like,
There's a difficult one.
We're supposed to, you know what? We're supposed to go to commercial. So how about you marinate on that for a little bit?
Yeah.
I know exactly how, but it's like I don't want to say.
Let's hold on to that. Stick a pen. We'll see what the comments have to say. Then we'll do a quick commercial and come right back to Michael, who's blushing like crazy. All right. So we have Thaddy Boom in the house saying, "Oi." I'm gonna go through as quickly as I can. We have Larry J saying, "Good afternoon to all. Another Wednesday is upon us, and you know what that means. If not, then you've been missing the lovely ladies of Island Girl Talk." Yes, Larry J. Now go and put that on your social media.
With the link.
Right? With the link. We have Lendell saying, "Welcome, girls of Island Girl Talk. Hope you all are doing well. When it comes to flirting, it's something that men have to get right so that you don't give them the wrong impression." Exactly. We have Thaddy Boom saying, "Oh, poor Shawna." Yes, guys, send your love out to Shawna. She's not well today. Yeah. We have Fire Wolfman saying, "Greetings, ladies and all." Mr. Phillips, good day. He's sailing you out. Fire Wolfman is also saying, "Speedy recovery, Shawna." Then we have Dennis Allen. Dennis T is in the house. He says,
Dennis
"I'll reach."
boy.
Yes. He's often in the chat room. He says, "Bad man don't flirt." Dennis, come to man. I feel this is a show where you need to call in, Dennis, if you have the time.
Yes.
Fire Wolfman is laughing and he's agreeing with Dennis, right? Bad man don't flirt. Candace Skeet is in the house saying hi Candace. She's saying some men flirting on a fast pass, according to Neicy, comes across comes across off and is a big turn off to women, right? When she says fast pass,
like how they just jump into everything all at once.
I see. Fire Wolfman says, "People watching is fun." Yes, Chris, you're a brethren. I know. I love to people watch. I can't help it.
I've never heard of that.
Yes.
People watching.
I love people watching.
Girl. Pack up by the side of
I was never
Aria
going to
Pizza Avenue with some food and just watch people.
water.
It's the best thing.
People
Trying
watch
to
it.
figure out these stories.
Yeah.
I
Make
just
up
make them up.
stories
I
in
just
your
make them
head.
up.
I'm going to try
The
this.
best is when you see a couple kind of arguing and they be
I give them
intense, but they don't
voices.
want it to be obvious.
don't
You're
do
like,
that.
look,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
We have Dennis again saying the perception of what women look at changes with how the man presents to the female audience. Good, yeah.
Good point.
A man like Mike, buff, athletic built, you know, over 6 feet tall, is different from someone who doesn't fit that. Okay, I mean, physical attributes do come into play, you know, but again,
Wouldn't that be a preference as well?
it
Yeah,
can
it's
be,
a-
but
it's a
then
preference.
again, if a man can make up in other areas,
Listen,
he can
I've
still
had
get
personality
through.
win physical at
Yeah.
times. So.
No offense, Michael, you're gorgeous, but
Turn it around again.
yeah. Right? We have Candace Keats saying facts. Women don't look at men the same way that men look at women.
So we
And
need
a
to-
lot of men don't understand that and figure that because they like a specific woman, that woman must like them back as well. Off the bat. You know? No, it doesn't work like that, guys. Right? Dennis goes on to say, if Mike suits you, you will turn wrong. He
No.
say you will turn wrong.
Try it, Mike.
Right?
Try it.
If Joe, right? Then he say, if Joe Blow suits you, you
Joe
go
Blow.
stoops. Who's Joe Blow?
That's the random guy on the street.
Joe Blow, okay.
Joe Blow.
And then he said, Apex men can use any tool in any case. Apex men can use any tool in the case to get your attention. Right? That could be debatable, but okay. Candace Keats says, and the men on the streets, they most vex when they don't get a response.
And then it is going to who you feel
Who
you
you feel you
is.
is.
She feels
Oh, my
was just
goodness.
to me.
So what? You don't have manners?
And quite frankly, if they were to possibly get the woman that they're suiting, they wouldn't know what the heck to do with her. Especially if they get a real woman. You know what I mean? Like,
But they're not going to get
The audacity
wouldn't
and
have
the
a
heck.
the
The audacity and the heck.
right? Right. Landell, it's just a few more guys. Landell goes on to say it's an insult to women and it's how you call a dog, talking about the suiting, right? It's a form of getting attention, but it's the wrong way to pursue women. Common politeness is the best way. Thank you so much, Landell. Well
Courageous.
put.
and polite.
Exactly. Courageous and polite. I like that. Fire Wolfman goes on to say Dennis has a point. It depends firstly on the woman and secondly on the man. But it's 50-50 with catcalls. Main thing they usually see is that they got your attention. But then what? What's your follow-up? What's your,
I think that's
like,
enough for them, to
I
be
think
honest.
Come on,
sometimes it's
dude.
just the ego stroking, like, psst, and she
They
look
just-
wrong, or you respond and you feel you left.
I think
them
it's just
feeling.
They
getting
just want to get mean. They just want to get eye
Might not see
contact.
me again for all your life.
Then we move on to the next one.
Right? Fire Wolfman is dropping, he says Michael is dropping gems.
Yes.
Right?
When is the
Tanisha.
book coming out?
Right. We have Tanisha Cyrus in the house. Is that your sis?
Yes, today is
Right.
my sissy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tanisha.
Happy birthday.
She says, question why when a guy gets turned down, why do they feel the need to get disrespectful? Certain type of man does that. Yes. Dennis Allen says, Mike, I show up. Right? And then he goes on to say, just say when and I'm inside or operators are standing by. Dennis, feel free to call in whenever you're ready. You know the number by heart. I'm sure. So when you're ready, just call in. All right? And that's it for the chat room. One quick Caribbean ad, and then we'll be right back with Michael. Hopefully he's still blushing.
Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
with more Island Girl talk. I'm your host, Krystal Khayne. We have
KDC.
Neicy.
And of course, guys, we have Michael Phillips in the house. Yeah. And you guys are just listening to Marge Blackman and B. I love that song, you know.
Me too.
All right. So where we left off, Michael was blushing. He lose the color a little bit, but he was all red just
He got
now.
all the color.
And what we asked Michael was to share with us how he would flirt with a woman, like let's say back in when he was in his 20s, 30s, thereabouts. Like, what was it like to woo a woman back then? Because we know romance is practically dead nowadays, you know, especially with the younger men. So, talk to us. How would you flirt?
Educate them.
I don't know. I think for me, my approach was a little different. Because I think I always just went the polite way. And
What?
yeah, I think for me,
We want to know what
I mean, that's
Think
the
about
polite
something
way.
very specific right about now. Something
No,
specific came up.
I just remember people telling me things like I have to hit you over the head or some kind of thing like that. So I think a lot of times probably people may not even knew that I would have liked them or.
So maybe that's your trick. Don't flirt and frustrate them to the point of just coming and telling you what they want.
So that's probably it.
I would ask specifically. Because I've had that instance where a guy had liked me, but no signs that I would normally see in men. I wasn't getting from him.
Yeah.
But he was doing his own thing. So even though you weren't doing the obvious signs, what were the things that you were doing that you knew, okay, I'm doing this because I like this individual, but it wasn't translating?
Good question.
Yeah. Thank you.
It comes back to the same thing. Basically taking a general interest in the person. And then I think there would have been people that I would, coming to think of it, people that I would have really, really liked. Like you have that chemical reaction, so to speak. And you actually make an effort in terms of, asking to go somewhere. I remember like my first serious girlfriend. Sounds just 18 years old or whatever it is. I asked her to go to the zoo because I knew she liked animals or whatever it is.
That's nice.
Yeah, so simple, silly things like that, So at that point in time, I was not. I didn't go that much because I was racing and training all the time. So it was a little bit different. So yeah, now it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It really hasn't changed. I remember a friend of mine, Atta Clan.
Yeah.
Right? So the one day Atta Clan say, you know what's going on you? You never had to work hard for no woman. You da. So he's telling me like, you're talking about something in terms of, and it realized, and I've had women tell me that I have no lyrics because I just never used lyrics, so to speak. It was always just conversation and finding about the person and whatnot. So for me, like in writing music now, I'm trying to find those things and come up with those lines and so you sit and you think about it and I realize I can do it in terms of writing them now and putting them in words in a song.
Yeah.
In fact, I have one song that exact same thing you said in terms of the pickup line. But to say that I could come out and execute it and be able, if I tried, I would just be fumbling all over myself. I wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't come out.
You don't need lyrics. You know what I mean? And like I said, and this goes for any man. Just be yourself, be normal, be natural. Even if your natural is quirky or a little nerdy, women like that. And realness always translates. Realness always comes out. Oh gosh, you don't know how to flirt. He's trying. It's so cute. I like him. You're gonna get through. You know what I mean?
If he's a real bad man.
If he's a real bad man that can't flirt, some women might like that too. Look at him. He's such a bad man and stuff out there, but look at how he's fumbling all over himself, a little old me. Oh, it's so cute. I like him.
A male friend just Saturday. He was going out on a date and he was like asking for advice. And if he had asked me this like some years ago, I'd have given him the checklist of what to do. But then I realized, even for myself, like I hate when a guy do the thing to catch me and then later on you realize this is not who you are, so you can't maintain it. You understand? So I told him, I said, be yourself, because you want to find out if she likes you for you being you or she don't like you for you being you. Either way, you want to know that when you step to her and if it works, you could naturally be in that space and be yourself. Then have to do something to catch her. You get an attention now, and now you have to maintain that for as long as you can. Anytime you fall off of that, the thing that you used to get her, when you fall off of that, it changes the dynamic of the relationship, so it doesn't make any sense. And when I told him that, he was shocked, but at the same time, he appreciated the advice, because I said, you also want to know whether she likes you for you or don't like you for you is a win. You know?
Yeah.
So I think part of what you're talking about in flirting, there's the approach. And then there's your response to the response or lack of response. So I would look at it as, like anybody else, I would have had to deal with rejection. But my approach left it as, I see someone, if it is I'm asking you questions or things that I think you're interested in, and your response does not, it's not, how should I say, it's not energetic in terms of you seem like you want to carry on a conversation about things that you are interested in, then I see that as you're not interested in me, because you really don't want to share. If you like someone, you're going to tell them and they ask you, so you're into singing.
You go off.
And then you tell me, well, yeah, I'm working on an album now, whatever it is. I don't need to go further than that. From that standpoint of, as opposed to, yes,
like
you will try to tell me,
and
you know, your passion will then start, because you feel comfortable with me, or you want to get me to start to know you.
Exactly.
So,
they'll naturally share more.
You would talk more, because I've caught myself talking about football. I don't like football.
Yeah.
We gonna talk about football. We gonna talk about football.
All right, guys. So here's where we are. Right? We talk about, the flirting stuff, all that jazz. I mean, we had Michael here dropping some serious gems. We appreciate that. But what we have for y'all now is some do's and don'ts for the young'uns and them. Or for the men who just don't care anymore. Some do's and don'ts when it comes to flirting with a woman. Because, guys, you have to come correct. And today we're talking about you. We're not talking about women, so do not compare. All right? We're talking about y'all. We know that it's a scary thing to face rejection. You finally work up the nerve to go and approach a woman, and, you get a hard brace. But that's a part of life. Take your brace and move on. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real.
She says with love.
Right? I say with love. Take your brace. Let me get your brace. Hold that. Take it. Move on. Michael.
Michael, don't get brace.
Michael, don't get brace.
No.
But guys,
think
He knows how to read
psychology.
He knows how to read the room.
right, guys, rejection is a part of life. Take your brace and move on. But to help y'all, here are some do's and don'ts when it comes to flirting. And trust me, right, it goes a long way. Right? And for the men who say all that work, we're not talking to y'all. You're lost.
Yeah.
These are for the men who really want to, just...
She borderline lost.
Yeah. Because you have the men who
Don't take the brace,
be
take
like...
him up.
There's some men who will be like, all that I had to do, all that work, then you don't think women are worth it.
Not worth it, then
You don't think we're worth
start.
it.
Don't start.
So if you have a girl out there that you're serious about, you want to get to know her, that kind of thing, just some very simple do's and don'ts. We don't have all, just a few. So who wants to go first? I will go first then.
we better come up with stuff.
No.
No.
We have it. Don't worry.
You could bet it.
You can share some of yours.
And you tell us your thoughts.
He already shared a couple, that.
Shared a couple.
Yeah. We are getting a call. Let's do this.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And of course, it's there to stay. Hold guys. Hi, Dennis.
Hey. What's up, family?
Oh, she's
Yes,
in the here. She said,
What's up? Welcome
What's
to
going on?
Talk.
First of all, thank you for taking the call.
course.
I just had to jump in, of course, but I also want to extend utmost congratulations to Mike on his recent, was it a Hummingbird Gold, Mike?
Yeah,
the National Award.
Thanks. Thank you.
Man, listen, let me tell you something.
You were there from the earlies.
Jean Pierre first national award was a hummingbird gold. So next we might see a Michael Phillips
Stadium.
Velodrome. I don't know. Why not, right?
Yes.
Hey, Mike, congratulations, my boy. Seeing you and the team, the 4x4 team, you know, walk that step and get at is real pride for me as an athlete, and it's very inspiring. So thank you very much for representing and repping 868 worldwide. Bro, I can't even imagine. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Dennis.
Awesome.
Congrats.
We go back a long way.
Yeah, Dennis
For
is
sure,
fun.
for sure,
Dennis is
for sure.
fun.
He's definitely fun.
Mike track one of my girlfriend already, yeah?
What? Who's that boy?
Let me tell you, hold on.
He is coming out.
In his defense, he might have known. Hold on. It's only best girl with a girl with. Straight up, right? Understand that. So the quality of girl is not even in question. Yes.
Say that again, T.
But Mike, only top quality girl.
Only
Best behaved, best manners, top body girl, hot girl, good looks, good home, good family, good cook, everything. Tick all of the boxes.
He looked like
Guess what though?
Michael is in.
He might not, in his defense, he might not have known it was my girl. So it was one of them gray areas. But I'll say this. I would say this. If it were not for the rapid deployment of countermeasures, yeah, we would have been talking about I used to be my girl ex-man. All that to say. I know I'll can't call names. I'm gonna call names, Mike. We don't call names.
See how pinky is
but this was when we were teenagers. Mike used to ride, and I used to ride what Mike was a cyclist. There's a big gap. Mike could explain to you, right? But Mike would ride down the Chagaramas area and do the block around the golf course right there in Macri Valley, Tucker Valley, and you know, seeing Mike is 6 feet tall, over 6 feet. So you cannot miss Mike on a bike.
Yeah.
So it is understandable.
Yeah.
When you see a Michael Phillips coming at you, it's hard to ignore. So what I was saying in the chat was, Mike could use any tool at his disposal to get your attention. And more than likely, even if you're not his type, even if he is not your type, if Mike tell you good morning, you get an instant increase in blood pressure, instant increase in heart rate, right? And Mike could probably lend you his heart rate monitor. Just get him the heart rate monitor, the smartwatch, and just say hello in the baritone. And that's just right there, at least 10 plus.
What are you doing to the man? He's here blushing.
No, it's true. I don't have to shine up, Mike. Every one of your women listeners is just nodding their head and saying, yeah, boy. But you know, it have other people. There are other people who do not have those tools. They're not good looking. They're not athletic. They're not buff. They're not well spoken. They don't have a baritone voice. What do? You don't fit the bill. So you had to find some way. So it's like, okay, there's the king in the court, but then there's the little clown, there's the jester. And it has some knight who slay every dragon, and it has some other fella who just have a house down the road. And what do? You have to devise some means to find a way to attract attention. For me, my best list is, hi, my name is Dennis. That's my best list. I don't want to list. I don't want to try nothing, because at the end of the day, if I am interested in you, I am going to make that known. But if you see me suiting, anybody see me walking down the road, I'll be like, boy, I rail loud, I rail all kind of how. But something about the tone of my voice is going to grab your attention. Not everybody has those tools, right? Now, ask yourself as a woman, what kind of woman passing the normal tradesman on the side of the road, oh God, family, that thing looking fat and all of that kind of, if you are the kind of woman to respond to that with a, yeah, it's fat, well then all right, no problem. I know it's fat, you know it's fat, now the whole world, I just tell everybody the thing fat. Everybody know the world.
Is that,
so what?
Is that a song about that too?
No, not one that might right though. No, but seriously, if we look at what are the door knockers available to men today, women, typical woman, 5,000 likes on Facebook, 5,000 followers on Facebook, normal for any teenager, normal. Me, I catching my tail to get to 5,000 likes on Facebook, followers on Instagram, 5,000 likes on Facebook. Why? Because I don't have no 40-inch bottom. I can't take lipo and look good. I can't go and get a BBL. You understand? The audience not going to respond to that. But look, you could get 10,000 plus today, tomorrow with one of those things. So when in this world where social media has made it even easier for women to display their assets and put it on the marketplace, how do men compete? Men have to find a way to get attention. And not just the attention in a over kind of sense. It's specific types of attention. Are you looking for a mate? People talk about dating. I don't date. I tell them, hey, what's the scene? I have about 4 years. Yeah. So 4 years. If you behave well, make 2 nice, good-looking children, we could probably have something happening. Working on that right now.
He's straightforward. It's very straightforward.
Dennis T, I cannot with you, eh?
No, I'm just saying. I'm being a little facetious. No, but seriously, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a jam in the weekend? You're going by the bar to look for a wife, a mate? I don't think that's the right place.
Yeah.
So when you have to filter out A, who is the attention coming from, and P, what's the purpose or meaning behind it? Sometimes I could tell you straight up, I have had meaningful conversations with people that I have just put JAH on an amazing looking post on Instagram or Facebook, because at the end of the day, words fail me. What I would say, oh God, girl, the thing fat. We know it's fat. You understand? It's fat. So if I tell you, yeah, the thing fat, is only that I'm looking at? No. You know what I mean? But I might follow that up with a pleasant good day or whatever. Girl, today women are not so interested in polite men. They want men who could compete in the marketplace. And the marketplace is littered with real bad men. Right? Enough respect to the young woman who just lost her life. I ain't going to call names, but nice girls, bad boys is a thing. Is a thing. So if you're in a market,
it's not all women, and I wouldn't say not most women. I would say not most women too. You know,
but you're in the marketplace.
Real women love good men. I love a good man. I love good boys, as they say.
What about them other 2 girls next year?
Yes.
But Mike, I mean, we out here. You may not be as out here as me. Mike was always a very good boy. He had a great family upbringing. I too, but I stray around mid-teen. I stray. No. We are just ponging Mike. Mike, when me and Mike talking, we go talk about who it was. He might remember her name, but anyhow.
Mike wants to know. Mike wants to know.
Mike, I go message you. You gonna know who it is. I go send a picture.
Poor Mike.
But you know, we've been out here in the streets, and I'll say this though, right? Because I want to dominate the show. In these streets, men have a lot more difficulty to get attention, positive attention from a potential mate, because the levels are stacked in a way, you know, women thinking about, yeah, me want to scrubs, man out of this, that, the other, and how do you present? How do I put that out into, if I put that on my social media, I have a car, I have a good walk, I might get robbed. You understand? So what's the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes inside all of the suiting and all of the old talk, it might be a genuine heart and just trying to grab your attention in the most obvious way. Mike, remember that Belgian cyclist who used to come down for your West Indies versus the world?
Nico.
Mm-hmm. Nico was walking across Queen Street.
No, it's Woodford Street.
Right?
Pauline was walking up.
Was Woodford Street?
Yeah.
Mike will get the story. Mike know the story.
I actually wrote a song about it, you know. I actually wrote a song about it. Yeah.
Mike, tell them what happened now.
Yeah, and he called out to her. She stopped, started talking, and the next year I was best man in the wedding in Tobago.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let me go try that out.
Literally, the man
What street was it?
Which street
Watford?
was it?
Woodford.
Okay.
What was
the man chilling up in the air and he said pennies from heaven.
By the guest house that I was staying at, you remember Miracle
But
Healing?
that's corny. That's the corny thing that Chris was talking
But the man get through.
He get through in the life.
I like
Why?
the funny line.
Because if you see the man buff, the man good looking, he tall, he fits the bill. Basically, like I said, any tool could be used by certain types of men. Me, I could have seen that girl pass whole day, buy doubles, everything, open card, and she would have just ignored me. Why? Because that's how some women are. Not all women.
The right man. Well,
right man, right time.
Nico wouldn't have known how to suit or to do. He would have been,
So
hello,
he went for the next best
my name is Nico.
Yeah.
He'd have do a Dennis. Or you say, my name is Dennis. You just say, hi,
he
my
went
name
for
is
the
Nico.
next best thing.
We have a question
Telling
from
you.
the
So you're
chat
deaf.
room. Dennis, stay on the line. We have a question from the chat
okay.
room. It's from Soul Dreams. Is this person new?
Sounds new.
Soul Dreams. Hi, Soul Dreams. And they're asking, any tips for regaining confidence after a humiliating rejection? What your men have to say to that?
Yeah, let the men answer that.
Answer this
Take
question,
your
both of
brace
you.
and
Any
move
tips
on.
any tips on how to regain your confidence after a humiliating rejection?
I don't know. I can't speak from experience. I cannot speak from experience. But what I can say is this. Right? And I got this directly from two women. I'll be like, well, how come you never really take me on? Say, you're nice and everything, but you just didn't try hard enough. I said, what do you mean? I thought I made it obvious. Yes, but you didn't try hard enough. You understand? So that comment that someone earlier on the panel was saying about, why you keep trying. Sometimes you just have to keep trying, right? Okay. One woman told me, you have to keep trying until she caves. And this is advice from women. You have got to keep trying until she caves. No, listen, it might...
Something like that earlier.
No, listen.
I don't think that's across the board though.
Yeah, because
you don't
this is what I am saying.
You don't have to be down her neck all the time, but let it evolve over time, and eventually
the aggression is turn off.
It will go in that direction,
But it has aggression and it have enough aggression and it didn't have enough aggression. I'm saying if you don't try hard enough,
don't try me.
Then you're not being serious. You risk getting friend zoned.
Yeah.
But I get it.
How you get out of that?
I get it, yeah.
I don't know. Mike, what do you think, boy? How you get out of that? I don't think Mike will be speaking from experience either.
Rejection? Of course you get rejection. The best thing to do is keep yourself in shape, keep yourself focused, and
take your breath on.
This is how I look at it.
And move on.
This is how I look at it. There are quite a number of women out there. And they will find themselves, across your path somehow, some way. Because we live in a world where we have to interact with people. It's post-pandemic. So people are out and interacting and so on, and just keep yourself busy and interacting.
You'll always meet people.
Yeah, I think if I had to give advice to men out there, I would say this. There's no such thing as a loss, right? You win or you learn, right? It might sound like a cliche, but if you separate your ego from the separate your ego from the rejection and try to figure out, hey, what are the possible reasons why she rejected me? Could be timing, right? You don't know what kind of day she had. You don't know what kind of evening she had. Might be going through some kind of scene, whatever. It might be your approach. So you have to figure out, okay, in my mind, what did I do wrong? It might be your ego is telling you, I did nothing wrong. But reality is telling you something else. Separate your ego from the rejection. Learn why you got rejected. Try another approach.
Indeed.
Can I ask a question?
You never know.
Yes, of course.
Why not?
I hear you saying, what did I do wrong? What if the girl or the woman is just not interested? It's just a no.
She's not attracted.
There you go.
Something about him.
So it's not like you did anything wrong. It's just no.
Move on.
Yeah. Because some men do.
Listen.
Because some men do feel like once they express interest in a woman,
supposed to be
it's like we're obligated to reciprocate that or respond to that favorably or some kind of, and it's just not that. Just like our mind might be like, nah, I ain't feeling her. We are the same. Like you could be like a Michael Phillips, and it's just like,
that's just not her. Yeah,
Michael Phillips.
We have Mike on a bike.
No offense against Michael, but
The blueprint.
let me use The Rock. The Rock, who I freaking adore.
Let's use
So does
Michael
my
B.
mother.
Jordan. Let's use Michael B. Jordan.
No, he's not hot at all.
What?
The Rock is hot.
Michael B. Jordan.
And
Chris,
it's just like,
let's not fight.
Okay, Michael B. Jordan, and it's just like is it like meh? Because I would literally go meh to Michael B. Jordan.
Listen,
he's
I'm
not
going
hot.
home. Let me take off my ear.
I don't actually.
Outside.
Why? Because he was in Wakanda.
Meet me outside. And
he was in Black Panther.
In Creed. Did you not watch Creed? No?
Listen, he's not hot at all. He's so mad.
You're entitled to your opinion, Chris.
But we are varying. We are digressing. No, the point is you could have it all going on, Dennis. And it's just like,
no.
Meh. No.
You know something? I'll say this, right? You girls represent a very specific type of girl.
Us women.
In my lifetime,
Dennis.
In my lifetime, I have met women who you have to pass through the obstacle course. You have to climb the mountain before you get an audience. So they will reject you just to see if you're serious. Right? And it have all kind of girl that will come and but it's a game. But exactly. So do you now say, am I just gonna I'm gonna try one shot and fail? In archery you have 3 shots. Each round is 3 shots. Right? So you might miss the target completely, but your next one might be a bullseye. So if you don't ever take them second and third shots, you might never know. Some women want you to pursue them. Some women want to make it difficult so that they will know the kind of character they're dealing with. Because like I said, there are different types of women.
And then
right?
Some women
I could tell you.
Right, niece?
Put that on t-shirt.
I could tell you straight up, right? I have been unfriend zoned by more women that I've been in relationships with, and women will put you in a friend zone if they think.
I could attest to the unfriend zoning.
I am telling you.
The unfriend zoning. I've dated
unfriend zoning is a science.
And then turn into B. So
it's a science.
I don't think I've ever done
right?
that.
But if you don't show up for the game.
Someone unfriend zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't show up for the game, you can't get nothing. You can't through. You're not in the game.
The unfriend zoning.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So sometimes persistence, but you had to know, you had to read the signs. If a girl telling you one word answer and things, A, she might be illiterate, but B, she might not be interested. But do you want somebody whose only conversation is one word answer?
No, absolutely.
Yes, you might want them for a very specific action that don't need words. But that's it. So sometimes women will put themselves into a bracket by their response. Right?
Indeed.
So the reason why you get pump and dump is why? Because you created a pump and dump environment for yourself. Right? Other people might make themselves too available and they'll be like, nah, this was too easy. What is the balance? You don't know. Sometimes you're just in a mix in a time you meet the girl at the right time, she just get dumped from she ex and he was a real idiot and whatever. And you come with the counteraction to what he was never able to be or never capable of, and you just present with it, and everything click in that one moment. Another time, you remind me of my ex. Hard luck for you. You understand?
Well,
you never know.
Take
the second shot.
Indeed.
So true.
Dennis, thank you for calling in. We starting to run
any day,
behind now, but we always.
Hey folks, thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks,
we always appreciate when Dennis calls because he always has gems to drop. Has great.
When I come there, make sure to have cold Caribbean rosé. It might sound fruity.
It's on a guy's perspective, but you'll see.
It might sound fruity, but I only drink rosé.
All right.
Unless the rest is free, in which case I will drink any kind of Caribbean.
Of course.
Folks, you'll take care of Mike, my brother.
Indeed.
Don't
Thank you
forget
so
to message
much.
Mike and tell Mike who before Mike, Papa Archery.
Mike is stressed over this
Yes.
story.
Right.
Well, guys, here the thing, we had a whole thing planned where we were gonna give you guys a list of the do's and the don'ts. But we out of time. But we think we got the message across.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael, you certainly gave a lot of insight.
A lot of gems.
A lot of insight as to what to do, what not to do.
So.
Should we
Thank
just
you.
run through it really quickly, though?
Yeah.
Sure.
So we have some do's and some don'ts, right? For you all, but we can't delve into each one, right? Anymore because of time restrictions. But when you're flirting with a woman, right? Do play your cards right. And that was touched on already by Michael, right? Play your
And
cards
Dennis.
right. Ascertain the type of woman you're looking at or looking to pursue, her likes, her dislikes, pay attention to detail, that kind of thing. Don't come on too strong, all that jazz. All right? Next one is do maintain eye contact without being creepy. Yeah?
That's me.
Don't stare,
I'm up here.
right? Don't,
Yeah, I'm up here.
Maintain eye contact with a little smile too. Michael said that as well. It lets the woman know that you're interested, you're engaged, and that sort of stuff. A smile goes a very long way. An eye contact with a smile goes a very long way. Trust me.
Chris, you mentioned that before.
Didn't I though?
Yes,
I
yes.
said that. Next point is do keep a smile, but I tied it in with the eye contact. Anybody wants to go?
To be a good listener. Listen,
Indeed.
this has won me because I could talk.
Michael also said that.
Right. So-
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Let them go give, and you just be. You don't have to say too much.
Listen.
Yeah, it should be like a good game of tennis. You bat a ball, I bat one back.
Yes.
Right? Do touch her appropriately.
Yes, guys.
If that is not your significant other, if, have
Yeah,
respect
yes.
and show that in the touching.
You all ever saw the movie Hitch with Will Smith? Right? You're putting hand in the small of the back, not too low
Yes,
to
not
seem
too
creepy,
high.
not too high to seem like you're not interested. Just there, and a little touching, a little brush on her shoulder as well. It's a mind thing where it makes a connection without being creepy. And you get to then put the woman in a state where, she starts to wonder what it's like to be touched by you. I don't know about all you, but that's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have to know the art of touching a woman. Don't be creepy, right? But don't be so, don't make it too, for lack of
Sexual
a...
and twist.
Don't be...
ridden.
Yes, right. Don't be creepy, but don't also do it where she puts you now in a platonic box. No. Still keep that... that vibe going. Get up on your game, man. Come on. And game does not entail deceit.
Yeah,
It
or
just-
manipulation.
it just means know how to treat
read
a
the
woman.
person you have to deal with.
Katie, what about you, hon?
Do talk with expression. So be passionate about what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I did that one.
You did?
Yeah.
Or you did? You did say
Inflections
that
in a
one, yes.
voice, like when a man is
Yeah.
talking, it gives, like Michael here, he's done so much with his life, cycling and music and art and all of that. And I'm sure when he talks about any of these things, you'd hear passion in his voice. His voice will go up, it will go down, it go, it never plateaus. And like women like that passion and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry to take over.
I do like when a guy
Do
lowers.
talk with expression.
I do like when a guy lowers his tone a little bit. Slow it a little
Just
bit.
touch
Little-
briefly on the don'ts.
On the don'ts, yeah.
Don't insult her. If you're and she does not oblige.
Who you think you is? You're ugly anyway.
But
I
you
didn't
will
like
like
it.
manners.
Sour grapes.
Don't insult her.
Yeah.
Don't lean in when you talk.
Yeah, boy.
Good one.
A little pressure there. Because, personal space and all of that. And then you don't want to give her that feeling of like you're only thinking about one thing. It's like, dude, lean back and relax yourself. Give a nice laid back vibe. We're not asking Michael his opinions on these because he's so focused on running through it. Sorry about that, Mike. But yeah, you have any input here? I mean, a lot of those dues you actually
Yeah, you
gave
kinda
just in
touched, yeah.
speaking
That's
earlier.
interesting, yeah.
You just listen.
Don't be self-indulgent.
Yeah, so that goes tied
Yeah.
into asking questions about
Don't
herself.
make sexist jokes.
Well, I was gonna let Katie do that one, huh?
Yes, Katie.
So-
The next one.
Don't make sexist jokes. Man, Again, I plead. Do not.
Yes.
In
Make
this
access.
era of
Yeah,
Kevin
in this-
Samuels and listen, it's not nice.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh my god.
Do the last one too.
And the last one, don't go liking all her old pictures from 2017. To be honest, I have to disagree with this one because how I see social media is like a time capsule. And if you want to scroll down my Instagram, Sean, and you see something in 2011 that you like, go ahead, like it.
I don't know. That gives me the
It's a
heebie-jeebies.
little creepy.
I'm okay. It's there to look.
When
You can scroll and look, and if we get to talking, you mention it. But imagine I get a notification, and when I click on it, it's so quiet.
When I see a
Nah, I
man
don't
liking
mind.
pictures and I could still see milk on my face, I'm like, why are you there, bro?
It's
Why
a
are
time
you there?
capsule. It's
Nah.
a-
Then it
I see
reminds
a
it's
point,
time to
though.
delete
The
some
interest,
pictures.
yeah.
Yes, I don't see a point. If it's there, it means
there.
it's there for people
Yeah.
to look at.
Your thoughts,
That's
Michael?
my thing.
In regards to what?
That's our list.
There's the do's and the don'ts. I mean,
Some good
Anything
ones.
stood out?
yeah.
You know?
I don't disagree with any of those.
You want to add any do's or don'ts
Yeah.
before we close?
He added so many naturally earlier.
I think I'm good.
Don't
Mike
He's
on the
good.
bike.
He's
Don't-
good.
don't
It's
take
suited.
your friend girlfriend.
I think Dennis too put him on the spot a lot.
Boy.
Yeah,
Mike, you're
Boy.
shocking.
Yeah.
Michael, you know,
Mike,
this
what?
is
Mike on the
how it
bike.
goes sometimes,
Mike
you
on the
know. Dennis T. Gosh, man.
That is one for you guys. Make sure that the girl that's checking you out is not your brethren
friend.
people.
Indeed. Well, guys, you know what? We're going to take a quick break. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a break and set up for our next segment. You know, we want to spotlight Michael a little bit, you know, talk a little bit about his achievements so y'all could get a better idea of him. And, of course, put him in the hot box with Sip and Spill coming up soon. But before we go, let's just touch on the chat room a little bit. We just have a few. We have She Leaves saying, hi, ladies. Hello to your guest, Michael. Happy to be able to join you all today. Then she goes on to say, hi, hello, everyone in the chat. So, hi, She Leaves.
Hi.
We have Levi Hossein saying, blessed evening, panel and guests. Hi, Levi.
Levi.
He goes on to say, a lot of times Peter is paying for Paul's mistakes. True. Right? Trinidad Shawna is in the house. She says, hi, good evening, guys, and thanks for all the love. Yes, we missed you
Yes.
as always, you know, but of course we have Neo, Katie, holding it down all the time, right? So we'll see you next week, babes. And feel free to comment and call in our Sean's. We have Lendell saying, tips on humiliating rejection and regaining your confidence is it not the end of it's not the end of the world, and find your strengths and believe that the right woman is out there. That is good advice, Lendell. Very good
Take your
advice. Take your brace and move on. Indeed. Tanisha Cyrus is back and she says, just be yourself, the true you. Also learn to properly communicate, but be sincere in your actions.
Baby sis dropping them gems.
Do the dance, Neicy.
Baby sis dropping them gems.
Then we have Levi again saying, in fairness, either party should be upfront and honest with self-expectation and intentions from the jump. Well said. Trinidad Shawna is back and saying, humans like a challenge. Being able to balance kindness with some unpredictability is necessary. Not necessarily being a bad boy, but I got his point. Yes. Good. Well said, Sean. Well said. And lastly, Levi says a subtle approach. I think he's referring to just how to go about flirting. And that's it for the chat room so far, guys. We're going to take a little break and come back with Spotlight, Island Girl Spotlight, and Sip and Spill. Keep it locked right here to Island Girl Talk on ourradio.fm.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever we celebrate. Wherever we celebrate. Whenever celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever we celebrate. Wherever we celebrate. Whenever celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Oh, no, yeah. say you're bad. Tired of the big man thing. Always according to your will. All along I've been trying to get back in this ring. On my call, it's not about you. Not at all, not at all, not at all, eh? Tired of the excuses, showing off your entitlement, but all of that to end only on my call. Feel your name, man. Feel your name, man. Feel your name, man. If I choose for wine, I'm whining. You have to take it down. You can't dictate my timing. You only get it when I call. To give it, to give it, to give it, to give it to you. To give it to you. Say your name, man. Say your name, man. Feel your name, man. Cause your name, man. Don't feel like you can walk up in here with your chest up in the air. Feel your name, man. Say your bad, say your bad. Feel your name, man. Say your bad, say your bad. Watch out with confusing. Walking around with all this clout is all around can take. But I don't know what you about. So on my call, it's time you knew. Time you know, yeah. I run the show, yeah. You now control this thing. What I want is what I do. Time you step down as king. Cause it's on my call. Yeah. When I feel to. When I feel to. If I choose for wine, I'm whining. You have to take it down. You can't dictate my timing. You only get it when I call. To give it, to give it, to give it, to give it to you. To give it to you. Say your name, man. Say your name, man. Feel your name, man. Cause your name, man. Don't feel like you can walk up in here with your chest up in the air. Feel your name, man. Say your bad, say your bad. Feel your name, man. Say your bad, say your bad. I bet you think that the song's all about you. No man, you ain't got a thing that I want. But you think the song's all about you. Don't waste my time, but you ain't what I want. I bet you think that the song's all about you. No man, you ain't got a thing that I want. But you think the song's all about you. Don't waste my time, but you ain't what I want. All to me, give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. No holding back, girl, let it go. Yeah, I know that you want me, that you want me. What you really want, boy, let me know. Come and see how you are, look for my wine on my body. Guessing right now that I found somebody. If I give it up, don't tell nobody. Don't play with the thing, boy. Tell me when you're ready, boy. You know right now that I want you. Don't play around now. You know just what to do. You're all to me. Give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. You're all to me. Give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. Boy, I get it right now, and you know I get it right now. Come bring that thing for me. Oh, could you handle me? Because when I back it up on you, grind it up on you, don't be shy when I push back. Hold me tight when I wind back. I could tell that you like that. You know right now that I want you. Don't play around now. You know just what to do. You want to me. Give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. Your all to me. Give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. Your all to me. Give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. Your all to me. Give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like like na 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 na. You know right now that I want you. Don't play around now. You know just what to do. You know right now that I want you. Don't play around now. You know just what to do. You want to me, give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. You want to me, give your all to me. Got me singing melodies like na 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 na. You want to me.
Straight to Mars and you're invited. If not, I'll see you later. The story's never over, keep writing. Now I gotta mix it all up in one go. Tell them problems I'm having that I'm good. Ain't nobody holding grudges, now we good. Love is lovely, it's all good in the hood. So I'm just like, whoa, straight up, baby. There ain't no way I'm gonna fight this feeling. So I'm just like, whoa, straight up, baby. There ain't no way I'm gonna fight this feeling. Now let me see ya. Na 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 na. Let me see ya. Na 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 na. Let me see ya. Na 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 na. Let me see ya. Na 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 na. You need to wake up. All the love inside your heart that you've been hiding. Nothing could break us. We only grow stronger united. Now I gotta mix it all up in one go. Tell them problems I'm having that I'm good. Ain't nobody holding grudges, now we good. Love is lovely, it's all good in the hood. So I'm just like, whoa, straight up, baby. There ain't no way I'm gonna fight this feeling. So I'm just like, whoa, straight up, baby. There ain't no way I'm gonna fight this feeling. Feeling, 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 feeling. There ain't no way I'm gonna fight this feeling. Feeling, 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 feeling. There ain't no way I'm gonna fight this feeling. Now let me see ya. Na 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 na. Let me see ya. Na 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 na. Let me see ya. Na 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 na. Let me see ya. Na 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 na.
Switch up the flow, you see me rolling. Ain't gonna hide, you know I'm chosen. Better come with the vibe and keep it golden. No switching sides, cause I'm in notice. Switch up the flow, you see me rolling. Ain't gonna hide, you know I'm chosen. Better come with the vibe and keep it golden. No switching sides, cause I'm in notice. Yeah. Yeah, pay attention when you step around here. Magic when we move, walking on air. Yeah, I see these niggas watching, but I really don't care. Middle finger to the fake niggas that be in your life to just hang with you, but they really be scheming to tell niggas how they wanna see you fall. Man, I can't stand or fuck with them at all. Damn. Yeah, I am
who I am, and I can't disrespect a nigga if I know he got my back. Yo, forget the strap, cause we don't need that. Throw the peace signs up, better keep it intact, yeah.
I got a vision, so I'm going hard. Yeah, the sky ain't the limit, I won't tell the stars. And when you see me on my way to Mars, don't call me unless it's important.
Switch up the flow, you see me rolling. Ain't gonna hide, you know I'm chosen. Better come with the vibe and keep it golden. No switching sides, cause I'm an oldest. Switch up the flow, you see me rolling. Ain't gonna hide, you know I'm chosen. Better come with the vibe and keep it golden. No switching sides, cause I'm an oldest.
Physical attraction, body limber, ready for action. The double texting pressure my cellular. Pirelli's wider, it is better for the traction. Pay me no mind, but I'm just scrolling on my Instagram. No pre-my plan, operated under ambition. God's child, he blessed me with mad style. Hey, where you going, mama? Stay a little while. Cause I got what you need. Bubble rolling up, he got mad trees. Don't worry about the PCPs, girl, put your mind at ease. Pour out the cognac for those in need. Spill to the pavement for the RIPs. Blessed enough, yes enough. Never give you nothing less enough. Man, not the best enough, less enough. Put that keep on your chest. Come on, a 10 out of 10. Never need to flash on them. Never tolerate fake friend. Blessing up, I say blessing up. Come and make me bless it up. To her sell a bon C, I take out her fancy. Dimension up top, gotta be double D. Smooth round brown, hair smelling like peaches. She rock crop tops with the fresh wallabies. Already viral on the Twitter. Baby girl is sweeter than a fritter. Lovely lady, want to get it with ya. And anywhere you go, the girl them biting on their style. They don't say that to bitter. Kinda like Tori and Lois in our own lane. You know I'm the man, girl, we both came. Ain't got to tell me I'm super, it's in my first name. Never had to touch a dope game. Blessed enough, yes enough. Never give you nothing less enough. Man, not the best enough, less enough. Keep on your chest. Come on, a 10 out of 10. Never need to flash on them. Never tolerate fake friend. Blessing up, I say blessing up. Come and make me bless it up. Yeah, send out the injunction, we ballin' at the function. And celebrating life at every junction. Bad mind go away, we not no time for ya. Nothing but good vibes, no. Sister, lady, do you have your mister? Girl, I just mighty list ya. None fight, no fist up. None marcy, none mix up. Don't worry if you read me, no Krystal. Yeah, time waits for no one. Get with the program. Love lives the slogan.
Brave boy. Yo. Say upside down, turn right round. Baby, love the way how you wind to the ground. Say upside down, turn that round. Love the way your body shake up and down.
Cozy in my zone. I don't want your number in my phone. You can try to me get lucky, but just know I don't need you. I might take what you're giving, but I won't give in to you. Ooh, it's spicy, yes, it's hot, you like that, yeah, yeah. Careful igniting, the way my fire burns, someone might get hurt. My body up on you now, might turn your world upside down. Upside, 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 upside down. Upside, 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 might turn your world upside down. Upside, 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 upside down. Upside, 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 might turn your world upside down.
Say through the ups and downs, baby, you were there for me. I know I did you wrong, can you forgive me? Just give me one more chance, I promise I could be the only man you want, baby, it was meant to be. You and I together, call it serendipity. I love your body, face and personality. I got you on my mind, but the visibility. And if I had one wish, I wish you'd be with me, yeah.
I don't want conversation, I want experience. I might just keep you waiting, don't get too serious. Let it out on the dance floor, baby, make me want it. Serve it up now, last call, think we're on to something. Ooh, it's spicy, yes, it's hot, you like that, yeah, yeah. Careful igniting, the way my fire burns, someone might get hurt. My body up on you now, might turn your world upside down. Upside, 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 upside down. Upside, 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 might turn your world upside down. Upside, 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 upside down. Upside, 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 might turn your world upside down.
Upside down, turn right round. Baby, love the way how you wind to the ground. Say upside down, turn that round. Love the way your body shake up and down. Yeah, I wanna rock your body right. Rock your body, yeah. I wanna get you tonight. Yeah, I wanna hold you tight. You know it feels so right.
You wanna leave me open, you wanna leave me so tied down now. You're not my one and only. Try not to let your heart get in the way. And we're just like night and day. And often I wanna stray. The reason I wanna stay is something I can't explain. You the best, you the best, you the best, can't control me. Yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, you know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Play with my mind and I go loco, 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 loco. Take time, just take it easy, easy. You know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Yeah, 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 yeah. Careful how you love me, I go crazy. Me not dirty, don't waste me. Maybe I should be a lady, 'cause I yiggy, I fella can't face me, no. Move yourself with your ex and us. Oh, no, 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 oh, no, 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 no. I don't wanna play a tic-tac-toe. Oh, no, 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 oh, no, no, no. Boy, you the best, you the best, you the best, can't control me. Yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, you know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Play with my mind and I go loco, 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 loco. Take time, just take it easy, easy. You know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Yeah, 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 yeah. Chocolate that you love, sweet and nutty. You kinda keep me locked up, free my body. Yeah, you the bad gal, pull up on me, get mad, love. Just don't tell me what to do. I'm sweet, I'm crazy for you. You the best, you the best, you the best, can't control me. Yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, you know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Play with my mind and I go loco, 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 loco. Take time, just take it easy, easy. You know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Yeah, yeah.
If you want me, just call me. If you need me, you know where to find me. Just while you know the code G. But don't rush, take it slowly. Just ride the wave, baby. One day it could be worth it. Walk one, put you on the love, I don't know. I hate it when you mess up the code. I thought we made it clear. Them feelings can't be here. At least, yeah, you the only one that stick like a melody. No matter what I do, you can't leave my head for real. So I talk to 10 man, but I feel usually one. Now I end up with none. Ask me how I feel. Me do I fall in love. Me do I my hopes up. And you know my past. Me get hurt so much and that changed my path. You know what to do, baby. If you want me, just call me. If you need me, you know where to find me. You know what to do, baby. If you want me, just call me. If you need me, you know where to find me. Send my ID on the WhatsApp quick. And every time the boy go and shoot, don't miss. But like it when you call my phone, make it ring long, long. Let him rush to my house quickly. Yeah, clingy, I'm like that. Little crazy, and if you play mad, make one bite back. But don't play no games, and he know that if you try me, he gon' end up in a coma, yeah. You know what to do, baby. If you want me, just call me. If you need me, you know where to find me. You know what to do, baby. If you want me, just call me. If you need me, you know where to find me. You know what to do, baby. If you want me, just call me. If you need me, you know where to find me. You know what to do, baby. If you want me, just call me. If you need me, you know where to find me.
Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Take me higher. Can you take me higher than this? Can you take me higher? Can you take me higher than this?
And we are finally back with more Island Girl Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
KDC.
Neicy.
And of course, we have Michael Phillips in the house today, guys. For guys'
Back
perspective.
to his normal color.
Yes. And you've been listening to what's that, Ananias? Trini Baby's Retro Love. I love that song.
Take me higher.
Than this. Can you take me higher?
Hey.
All right. So, guys, we want to spotlight Michael a little bit. We know we were just talking about the topic of the day and all of that, giving us his perspective, his guy's perspective, you know. And now we want to just touch on a little bit of, you know, his journey, his achievements, all of that. You know, he just had a huge award that he was given. And we'll leave him to talk about all of that. But for those of you who don't know, Michael Phillips is a businessman, artist, sports promoter, motivational speaker, and a former national cyclist of Trinidad and Tobago. He also served as a cycling administrator, Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee executive member, and chairman of the Sport Company of Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, and so much more. He's so well-rounded and accomplished and all this. Listen, this man's bio is like endless. right? So, Michael, as we ask all our guests, tell us a little bit about your careers. And I have to say careers because it's plural. You have like 3 or more, right? And, tell us about your colorful journey throughout.
So, I guess in a nutshell, so cycling is a passion. My dad used to race. So, I grew up always wanting to be a cyclist. My mother's one creative side. She was always singing. She was always painting, drawing, icing wedding cakes, doing all those extremely good with her hands. So I guess I was really influenced by both of them. So as I got into racing for Trinidad and Tobago, art was one of the ways that I helped to support my cycling career. So I traveled the world with a canvas and paper and paints and so on, and I bartered art for gas, accommodation, great things like that. So it was a useful tool. So, and I would have had several exhibitions since my first exhibition back in 1995, I think it was. So I've done quite a few shows with 101 Art Gallery and Horizons Art Gallery mostly. Recently got into music 2 years ago during the pandemic. September 7th, I bought a guitar, my first ever instrument, and started to write music immediately. So next month, I'm actually looking at launching my EP.
Nice.
So I've written 20. In fact, I started in the room next door. I was working on another song that I'm writing now.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be song number 25 or 26. Yeah. So I've been a sport promoter for quite some time. So I think one of the reasons I would have gotten that award was for 2 things. In 2001, I got off my bike to organize cycling activities to make sure the sport didn't die.
Yes.
Because it was really in a bad way back at that time. And then some years later, I started a program called the Keep Moving Family and Fitness program, where I close off the Diego Martin Highway, the last part of the highway, for people to exercise between 6 and 9 every Sunday morning, for 50 Sundays a year, or 51, depending on when Christmas falls. We're not there on Carnival Sunday for obvious reasons. And let me see what else. So I've served in at the Olympic Committee level at the Trinidad and Tobago Cycling Federation. At that point, I was the youngest person to be voted as president of the Cycling Federation. And I've used all of those skill sets to try to come up with creative, out-of-the-box thinking. And message really is to get people thinking that, like, particularly now, I just turned 50 this year, and I had my first concert. And you're never too old to learn something new. You always do something that scares the living daylights out of you, because most people think, it worries me that they think that I was born this way. And it's I've put in so many hours. It's really obsessive repetition that gets you to the point of skill. You're born with talent, but skill only comes with obsessive repetition.
Okay.
Indeed.
So, and I think the most part for people don't want to try because they're afraid of failure. And even if they achieve their goals, what happens out of it because of it? And some people know, like, one of the biggest challenges, I think, people ridiculing you for not doing something well, I mean, it's kind of expected. I think what happens is when you develop rivals because you do something extremely well, then you learn that for your competition, everything you do well is a threat. That is also an environment in which you have to navigate, and there are different ways. You can choose how you're going to do that. Are you going to be confrontational yourself, or are you going to be rise above it?
Okay.
So
rise above always, as you did clearly in many instances.
I would like to ask about let's talk cycling. What has been like the catalyst that gets you involved in cycling in the first place, and also what made you decide to do it professionally?
So as I said, my dad used to race, so I always wanted. So I started not so young. I think I started racing at about age 14, and I guess I just progressed to the point where, my first international podium was at 16 at the Queen's Park Oval. So I was invited as a 16-year-old to ride in the international main events, and from there, I just wanted to see how far I can go. I could have gone with it, and I would say a modest career, and particularly in comparison to the young guys like Nicholas Paul and so on now, who are dominating the world, which is really, really great, and I'm happy to see that, because at the end of the day, making sure that there was a sport to continue and to see people come up through the ranks after that is a great reward. So
indeed.
Nice. You said that you funded your cycling career through art.
Well, it was one of the ways, but I had sponsorship as well. Larry Romani was one of the people who, at that point in time, had Elmer's company was one of them, and quite a few other people would have assisted.
Well, nice. Were you able to contribute significantly to your cycling career? Like just you said you're traveling with a canvas. How?
It was really expensive, so art helped, but not as much as I would have would have depended on that funding. And not only that, family support and so on as well.
Yeah, you mentioned your mom and dad are pretty.
Right. So, what are some of the highlights of your career? I shouldn't say just your cycling career, but you have, like I said, 3 or more careers. So, what are some of the highlights that you must be proud of? I mean, you just recently got awarded the Hummingbird Gold. You know what I mean? That must be just amazing. Tell us all about that, about your highlights coming up to this most recent moment.
I think for me, there are quite a lot of them, but carrying a national flag into this stadium for the Commonwealth Games, you win 70,000 people in a stadium.
Yes,
that's
that must
something
be nice.
else.
Did you cry?
Oh,
did you turn red?
So is that a yes?
I think some of the highlights for me is getting up from the challenges. I mean, glitz and glamour, you get on top of the thing. Yeah, those are nice, but when you look back and you say, okay, I've broken bones, I've lost skin all over my body, and
still overcame.
And you keep going from there, and I think for me, most people may not realize, but I see myself as not having a perfect day. Perfect day for me is whether I paint, I practice on the guitar, I eat well, I exercise, and I do all. And most days I'm seldom able to accomplish all of the clerical work that I have to do for business and so on in one day. So I guess, yes, it's a high standard to set, but I could be pretty hard on myself with regards to wanting to achieve certain things. So highlights, people coming out on a Sunday morning to exercise every Sunday. Last Sunday, there's a macaw in Diego Martin by the name of Gruff. You've ever heard of
Yes.
Gruff? Gruff is a free flying macaw that every Sunday morning he comes and he visits us. And last Sunday I called him and he came straight to me. He landed straight on my hand with the inducement of a $1 bill. So little things like that, and I have 2 great kids. I'm divorced, but I have in fact, I wish there was another word other than ex-wife, because my ex-wife is a darling. And,
you're a best friend.
I don't think I wouldn't be in the position that I am today if it wasn't for her support as well.
Indeed.
So, I hope that answers it.
Indeed.
Well said, Michael. But tell us more recently now, because everyone's talking about it. Everyone's abuzz with all who received this award, etc. I mean, alongside Marshall and I with George and all of that. Tell us about what you felt in that moment, achieving the Hummingbird Gold.
It was a real honor. It was humbling. It was also fun because I was seated next to Marshall, so we were catching up on a lot of stuff. But to be alongside all those people that would have won awards and to be given one that is of that stature was gratifying, motivating to continue to do more. So fortunately, it's done when I still have a lot of zeal and want to do more. And I think hopefully that endorsement really would lend, or hopefully it lends to being able to create more things that inspire people or motivate people, give them a focal point. And I'm going to be keeping myself very busy. So it was a really great night, really well executed. It was a highlight for sure.
Very nice. Nice, ladies.
How what are your highlights in art? You spoke about cycling, but in art.
So that would probably be in some of the paintings, my favorite paintings, some of the larger pieces. So my work is very detailed. So I like to work with a magnifying glass when I get down into those fine details, and I like handing people a magnifying glass for them to look at it closely, and then they look at it and they, whoa, okay, yeah. So I think it has been a challenge. One of the things I find very interesting that people know me as a cyclist, and then they see my work. And so they may not know it's me, and I've seen this, and people have told me this. They've seen it happen. They see my work, and they say, "Wow, look at that! Who did that? Michael Phillips, who? Cyclist." And for them, it's almost like this is a cyclist that is painting. This is not an artist,
right? Yeah.
And same thing with music now. It's a curiosity as a
singing.
Hold on,
you know. So I started with Nigel Ross at the restaurants and so on, and the people see me the guitars and oh, look at how nice he's helping Nigel. It's cool. Pick up the guitar and you start to play and sing, and like, oh wait, he wrote that too? Nah.
Multi-dimensional.
So it's a fine line or wire to try to balance, because people actually come up to you and they tell you make them feel uncomfortable.
Oh.
And then the people that are inspired by you, but people actually come, you make me feel like I'm doing nothing with my life. And it's
that's your fault, how?
And it's really interesting to see those responses.
It's interesting to the way that people put you in a box that he's a cyclist, that's it, I'm good with that. They don't have to know you, they don't know you from a can of paint, but Michael Phillips is a cyclist cycling for Trinidad. Wow, all these accolades already, great, good for you, thumbs up. But then you paint, and you paint well, and you sell your paintings, and you sing, and you learned how to play the guitar in 2 years, and you gig, and it's all of a sudden it goes from, plateaued awe to, surprise, to shock, to exactly what you said, a threat. I mean, Michael? Keep them guessing. Keep them guessing and do your thing.
What I noticed with that, coming from a cloth of me being somebody who do a lot as well, sometimes the intimidation comes from the space of, okay, so they mightn't even be pursuing their goals or even give themselves the experience to kind of see what else is out there for me. So they see you as somebody who's accomplished in one field, so you're already threatened by that they compare in terms of he actually lived his goal. And then not to see that you stopped there, you went on to even become accomplished in other aspects, while some people are still trying to figure out that one thing about themselves, and they see others who could put down a cap and pick up another one and apply the same tenacity with it.
Indeed.
It's a bit threatening. So sometimes when people respond the way, it's not really directly at you, it's like you're holding up a mirror of, as you said, like, what am I doing with my life,
Yeah, but then that's disdain gets misdirected. They should really be aiming it at themselves.
Yeah, understand where it's coming from.
Yeah, I think you're right. But how do you go about, I see it as, there's this misconception, because I see myself as totally imperfect and having all of these challenges, and I didn't do this and I didn't do that.
They don't see that. They just see the highlights.
Nitpicking at everything, and
they see the highlights.
I guess it's all relative, you know what I mean? Because no one, they look at your life and they hold it up and it looks all glossy and glamorous and all of that, and then now, with your own trials and struggles and stuff and standards and. You're not even thinking much of what you've done, which is very impressive. But you're now looking at what next. I need to go there now. You know what I mean? You're not even studying where you are now, but they're meditating on what you've accomplished and what you're doing.
I'll tell you something that one of the messages I would like to get across is that I think the notion of a self-made person is impossible, because there's nothing that you could achieve unless you have other people around you.
Definitely.
Even the clothes that we all have, we are depending on people being productive in whatever field. And one of the best things you could do as a citizen of whatever country or community is just be the best that you could be. Even down to keeping yourself well, because we have such a large population with so many comorbidities. We had to lock down because it was aggressively attacking people with comorbidities. Those were the people that were passing away from COVID. Otherwise it would just have been a cold. So that thing of using your day as best as you can, and you're gonna fall, you're gonna break bones, there's so many things that you're gonna have as hardships, but discomfort should not be equated automatically with regress.
Yeah.
Because every single thing that you do that requires expansion and progress, there's a certain level of discomfort. If one of ours tips of my fingers with guitar strings, you know, it's pain, but it's associated with getting better.
But yeah.
Well said. Well said. Neicy, anything?
Yes. I would like to ask about your programs. I'm interested in hearing more about the cycling programs.
You mentioned a few already, but
and
there's so many that I read in that bio that I know there are more.
So I'll speak specifically with one that we're trying to expand, which is the Keep Moving program that we do in Diego Martin. So we close the highway off between 6 and 9 for people to exercise, run, walk, ride, put on a free aerobics class every Sunday morning. So we're trying to expand through Pan American Health Organization and a couple other organizations to occupy green spaces in different parts of the country for people to exercise. So it's a whole concept that we're developing right now. But I think it's important for people that may be listening who are thinking of wellness and fitness as an industry to get involved in it as something that is viable. And I think there should be more encouragement in going that way because it's very, very useful. The opposite of that is very expensive. We spend over $2 billion a year in this country in non-communicable diseases. $2 billion. That's a lot of money.
Jeez.
Okay, so I have a question on Rudy.
Okay.
Are you currently working on anything, and do you have anything new that you would like to share with us on the audience?
Yeah, we know about the album.
Yeah, I have music that I'm working on. I can share a song with you. I have my guitar.
Please do.
Yes.
We've been
remember
waiting
Dennis
to be
was talking
serenaded.
A little earlier. I think I'll do one that's a little bit more up tempo. There was one I was doing that was more like a kind of like a marriage proposal. But I don't know. It depends on you. So first date type of thing. You hearing that?
We are.
Yeah.
This one is called Coffee Day.
Yes.
Saw this morning walking down my street. Looks like she stepped into a jitterbug beat. Ooh, yeah. With a twinkle in her eye and $1 million smile, she gave this boy an adrenaline high. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Couldn't help myself, just had to say, what a beautiful sight on a perfect day. It had to be fate that made you come my way. Yeah. Cause boys like me, like girls like you, can I take you somewhere for coffee for two? Please tell me what's a guy to do. I've got to take a chance on a girl like you. A girl like you.
Yeah.
Chorus and verse.
Amazing. And this
love
man
music
learned
like
to
that.
play the guitar in
During
2 years during COVID.
That's commendable.
Amazing.
That's really
Just amazing. I remembered I picked up my guitar to teach myself on YouTube. Took a month, that's it.
I had a
down.
guitar. It was really
so
nice to take pics.
that is
You know
really
what?
commendable what you did.
There's a tutorial that I want to do because when I tried doing that and I couldn't. So I found a way of only moving 2 fingers on the fret. And that is how, and then I expanded from that. So I used the same principles from my cycling training programs and applied it to the guitar. So what I did is this chord of G, if you're looking at the audience can't see, right? And I simply moving across there, and I simply moved these 2 fingers here, and that was it. So when I did this G, and then I heard that as a progression, and I realized, okay, I have the dexterity that I can move 2 fingers. I couldn't get to these other things. And then I started
picking.
And at first it started just like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I was able to write songs like that. So like I wrote a song for my daughter called Daddy's Girl, and so la da 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 la da da da.
I like that.
Oh, I love
That's a nice tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally,
You
when you
see?
learn to play like
Some
an
hats.
instrument, it goes over into others. So have you tried like the piano?
No.
Stuff at the guitar.
Come on, Neicy.
Trying to get back into playing
Already
keys. I used to play the
has
piano.
been, that's been a
Yeah.
challenge. So I don't know, maybe, but I still have so much to learn with the guitar.
Okay.
Indeed. Kate, do you have any more questions? I want to ask you, well, we're coming down to the end, of course. I want to ask, like, what advice, of course, you would have for anyone looking to make it in either of these careers that you have, prospered in, that you have excelled in,
So,
right? Whether it be sports, arts, music.
So, I would tell you some of the things I tell students when I go to schools. One of the greatest tools that you have available to you is the ability to ask a question. Start with common courtesy and politeness. Good morning, good evening, how are you? Ask somebody how their day was. Be likable. Therefore, more information is going to start coming your way. Today, anything that you need to know is you have it at the tip of your fingers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
exactly. So most people tend to use these things. We think it's a source of entertainment and strippiness, but you could use it as a very useful tool.
Indeed.
Just keep learning. You're never. I mean, even regardless, I went to junior secondary school before I went to QRC. And when you and those days, it was a shift system. I don't know if you all know that, right?
I knew that morning
So I
shift
went to
and
the
evening
afternoon shift. And I could tell you the difference in contrast from a branding perspective of the two uniforms. And regardless of what, you can continue learning after school, keep going. I'm talking about in your 20s, your 30s, or what. In your 40s, you could pick up an instrument, but you think, well, if I didn't start from young, it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
So
Yes.
keep your mind open, your brain to absorb information. Conversations with people is one of the best ways to be able to learn. Your ability to observe your environment and from art, I would look at paintings everywhere I went in the world while I was a cyclist. When I went to events, I wasn't really even watching the racing. I was looking at, okay, where did they put this banner? And where did it... So you just have to be observant and try to absorb as much information as possible.
That's excellent
And I
advice.
like that you used your pandemic wisely, because a lot of persons were like, unfortunate to say, sitting ducks waiting for people to come out of the pandemic. But I have a lot of friends that started businesses, did courses, and now that we're getting back to some sort of normalcy or the new normal, the world is looking much differently for them. Like me being a creative, I went into the pandemic, don't know what to do, came out of it with a social media business, and like during the time of the pandemic, it was like starting it while doing a diploma, while figuring it out, you understand? So
Correct. The other thing to know is that you are going to make mistakes. You are going to fall flat on your face sometimes. And it is something that, I mean, and you will never stop having to deal with it. It's just part of it. And once you accept that life is going to be challenging, and challenges are the opportunities to build character, it's not as traumatic as it may seem at the time. You just have to understand that, okay, this is something that this is part of life.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't want to go through it. You don't like, but use it wisely. Write a song. Whatever.
Indeed. Well said, Michael. Well, we want to thank you for being here today and allowing us to spotlight you. Though you're not going anywhere yet, you're just finishing up this segment. But before we do, tell the people how they can reach you online, your social media handles and all that, if they want to view your art or your music or anything else.
Thanks for reminding me. I forget about that all the time. So, Facebook, it's Michael Phillips Art. And the same thing as on Instagram with 2 T's. So you can find me there. And then you can call me at 62-4-Mike at the store. So yes, I have a bike store as well.
Oh, lovely.
I also have my art displayed
riding
at that same venue.
Okay.
Do you go on rides? One of my social media clients was Central Spokes, and I know they had.
Yeah. I haven't been on their Tuesday night riders yet.
Okay.
But it's something definitely I'd be going.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you so much for allowing us to spotlight you today. But guys, sit tight. We're going to take one quick break, and we're going to be back with Sip and Spill. And this is the segment that you're a little apprehensive for. We're going to ask you some seriously out of timing questions, Michael. So Shawna is not here, but like she would say, ready yourself. Ready yourself, Michael. We'll be right back. We'll be right back with more Island Girl Talk right here on our radio.fm.
Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Trini, yeah. Trini, yeah. Ooh.
All right, short and sweet. We're back with Sip and Spill, guys. But before we get into anything, we want to remind you all to share and like the live, all right? We ain't seen enough likes on today's live. Come on, guys. You're on, do your work, like it, share it. We boldface, huh?
She says like they're getting paid.
So boldface.
On to your work.
But as you know, this is the what, girls?
Sip and Spill segment.
Cheers. Well, come. We're toasting. Cheers.
We have to enjoy.
Exactly. And guys, Michael's not a drinker, so he will be sipping on his water. Yeah. Right? And of course, in the meantime, you guys at home, if you have your little drinky drink at home, feel free to partake. All right? But of course, we all want you to enjoy the crisp refreshment of Caribbean Hard Cider, an all-natural gluten-free blend crafted with champagne yeast. Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider is available in original, pineapple, and rosé. Whenever, wherever. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Drink responsibly.
Indeed. And with that, we commence. Who wants to go first? And guys, I already briefed Michael on this segment. It could get a little spicy. It could get a little
I would
dicey.
like to implore you to ask responsibly.
Ask responsibly. All right. So what are we doing? PG-13, PG-18?
Kindergarten. Infants.
We will see how it goes.
Sesame Street version, please.
Like Shawna would say, right? What did when Christian was here, Christian Tory? Well, listen, answer at your own risk, okay?
I know.
And we shall ask. Who wants to go first? Would it be me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Study piece.
Oh, geez. Let me ask a weird one.
Okay.
Right? It's not steamy or spicy, but it is weird. Have you ever hit one of your friends in the past?
Hit? What do you mean hit?
Like cuff?
As in a fight, a slap, a hit, a cuff.
A friend?
Yes. From small till now. Have you ever had to hit one of your friends?
No.
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 Ever?
No.
All right. That
one of
was
my
easy.
siblings fighting his children, yes.
Yes. And of
no.
course, you have to sip before you spill, yeah? But you're drinking water today, so, who's next? Katie?
These questions different, Chris.
Yes, I did.
Do you want to?
Yes. All right, I've got another one.
Yeah.
Do people usually form the wrong idea of you? You kind of touched on that a little bit.
I think so, sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what, care to divulge?
I think people find me, they may think that their opinion of me that may be that I may be unapproachable or difficult to approach.
I see.
Interesting.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
You don't come across as that to me, but okay. Yeah. All right.
When I first met you, I said you have a calm demeanor, and I think people would read that as that. I read it as calm.
Okay.
I got that too. I got warm.
Calm.
I got
this
calm.
Is my first time meeting you, and it's really, really calm and peaceful. Zen.
Yeah, I got
He's
friendly.
Like, I'm so opposite.
Yeah.
Are we making you blush?
No.
He's like, y'all are so far
very
from
easy to blush. All right, Katie, anything?
Do y'all want to KTC question or?
Give us a KTC
Okay.
question. She comes
equipped
with some kind of psychological question sometimes.
What lesson took you the longest to unlearn?
See what I told you?
Add that to the list. See? Add that to the list. Unlearn, no, not even learn. Unlearn.
See?
That's a good one.
Yes.
To unlearn.
Good job, kids. Need to think about it.
And you know, while to think about that.
I'm thinking, and I wasn't even asked.
I think KTC needs her own segment.
The audacity.
The audacity.
Yeah, the audacity.
What the heck?
When it comes to that's a good one. I think I'm so set in my ways, unfortunately. I
wish that you unlearn.
wish that I unlearn.
If you have to restructure the question, even if
Oh gosh. How good sugar it tastes.
Yeah?
I wish I could unlearn that.
I'm on a sugar cleanse and I didn't
good.
even realize how much things I eat that include processed sugar. Like I'm like 3 weeks and I'm
you're high strong.
but I also realized it adds to like my impulse nature. I'm less impulsive because I took sugar out of the diet.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew sugar to be linked to
Impulsiveness.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Extremely
Neicy, what about you? Anything?
Yes, my question is, do you consider yourself to be a religious or spiritual person?
Religious or spiritual person. So meaning if I believe there's a supreme being or there's something greater out there. Yes, religion. I haven't really, even though I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist and Catholic background of parents, I see myself as not really holding the customs as in religiously as they were, but I do try to conduct myself as if I'm part of a religion or understanding the framework of what are the essentials.
Okay.
And that's basic, which is good character, do things the right way. But am I assigned, do I see myself assigned to a particular church or religion? No.
Okay, well said. I like that response. Do you think that confessions are a good way to strengthen relationships?
Do I believe giving weapons over to the other side is a great way to keep the peace?
So you think confessions is like ammunition, giving the person ammunition against you?
From my experience, yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
What do you mean?
If it's flipped, like somebody confesses something to you, have you ever weaponized a confession?
There are things that I could say in the past, there are things that I wish that I didn't know. And it would have skewed my opinion, particularly if it is one thing that would have been said and then a total other opposite, after time. It's very difficult to, it's like you can't unsee something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Nobody wants to see how a sausage is made.
No.
That's true. No one wants to see
after that.
No one.
Especially hot dogs. Since I found out how it's made.
Chicken nuggets.
I mean, I've had hot dogs like a month ago, and even though it tastes heavenly after not eating meat for a good while, I knew how it's made, so I couldn't continue.
Somebody tried to put me onto cheese. I was like, you're not going to take that away from me. You're not going to take cheese away from me. Right? I don't want to see how it's made.
I've got one. Do you think that living in this era is better than living 50 years ago?
That's a good. So
we are getting a call. Wait, they stopped. It was you, KTC.
Oh Lord, false alarm.
Swear to God.
Katie, you calling us?
No. You know we get so excited when we get a call.
That was my dad. I'm sorry,
in
guys.
my heart, like I feel betrayed.
I'm now saying someone's gonna come and give you a good question because we have people calling in.
If I had to make it, I think living now, you have the greatest opportunities of any human being has ever had in history of the world. How you utilize that, I mean, and all causes that 50 years ago people were really, how should I say, fighting for. There's been tremendous progress, meaning that today there are more mixed race children in existence than ever before. That will never go back being the other way. There are more women in positions of influence and power. In fact, as I was giving you an earlier statistic, the last time more men graduated from university in the United States was 1983. So there are a lot of things, but you have to also, be aware of, they're just like how there are companies that are vying for your stomach space of what you consume and eat, the people that are vying for your attention, your minds, and molding you into, like any other creature on the face of the earth, they're trying to gain territory. No creature on the face of the earth is designed to relinquish territory. It's very unusual.
Wow. Very good. I like how his mind works, really. I really do.
Are you afraid of snakes? I am.
Depending on the snake, if it's a non-poisonous snake, no, I have held snakes and picked up snakes and whatever.
Willingly?
Yeah.
Willingly.
I have another Katie C question.
Give him a Katie question.
I'm not gonna pick up a what you call it, a mapipi.
I'm gonna pick up an earthworm.
Oh God,
an earthworm.
Katie, hit us with your question.
You seem very confident, and I know confidence is a skill, and so you are confident. It's not taking that away from you. Are there any insecurities that you think is holding you back?
Good.
Insecure. I would say, coming out of the pandemic or going into the pandemic, it's like you haven't gone to the gym for a while, and what you consider about going to the gym is how sore you're going to get after that.
So today is strong tomorrow.
So that comes procrastination and doubt whether or not you still have it, whether or not you can still do the things that you used to do, and so self-doubt is something that I think everybody has. Bravery is really overcoming that self-doubt or pushing yourself into situations where it's going to be uncomfortable and it's either sink or swim. So my style sometimes is just to throw myself into a situation of sink or swim.
Okay, all right. Let's do 3 more. All right, guys, quickly. Michael, have you ever had someone spread a rumor about you?
Yes.
Care to divulge?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember this girl I was dating some years ago. She was television personality. And she was doing makeup one day, and the makeup artist said to her, I know it's gay as well. That's cyclist Michael Phillips.
Oh boy.
You ever see him anywhere? Whatever. And she said, how you know?
But and Dennis debunked that.
Right? No, but so she came back and she told me, and I was rolling on the floor laughing and whatever.
You laughed? You wasn't upset?
No, because I was picturing how he was saying it and all that sort of stuff. Because the guy himself, the makeup artist, was gay. And so I was rolling on the ground laughing, and she said, why are you laughing like that? And I told her why. And I said, but why you don't find it funny? She said, because if I didn't know you, I would have thought it was true. And then I was like, okay, I never thought of it like that way, that some people are very successful. And then I learned about that from a political sense as well afterwards, that, you don't have to be... It doesn't matter if you've crossed the T's and dotted the I's. People wouldn't make stuff up. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to deal with some sort of whatever.
I hear you.
I have one, the next one.
The kitty one?
No. Okay. Would you be in a love relationship?
Polyamorous
love relationship.
Oh boy, look at that face.
Oh, what a poly who?
A polyamorous relationship.
Explain that to me.
More than 2 people.
Gather my thoughts.
More than one. Multiple people in a...
So you have a main, and then you have...
But everyone knows about everyone, and everyone's loving up on everyone.
Of everything.
So, oh gosh. So I have been offered that in the past, and it was not, and I just did not see it as something I wanted to pursue.
Okay.
Well said. Well said.
But that was the past.
Huh? In the past.
Okay.
Can I ask? Sorry. Can I ask the last one, or Neicy, do you have one?
You could go ahead.
All right. Last question for Sip and Spill. Right? if you knew that you only had 1 year of life left to live, would you continue living your life the normal way, the way you're normally living it right now, currently living it? If you knew you had 1 more year left of life, would you continue your life as is, as it currently is?
I would continue doing everything that I'm doing now. I'd be more specific with who I spend time with.
Well said.
A
Well
commodity that you
said.
can never get back.
No, I think with that it's a wrap, right?
a wrap.
Only because he seemed so apprehensive about the questions, and he was like,
He said Sesame
ask
Street.
responsibly. So that we did.
Kindergarten
Right? We went
edition.
Kindergarten edition.
Just sip and spill.
Let it be said that this is the easiest we've ever gone on someone during a sip and spill segment.
Thank you.
The
Sesame
next
Street
time you're
edition.
here, we're not going to be so nice. All right? Just that you knew.
Stood it right
Sip
again.
and spill after dark.
Right? Sip and spill after dark.
That should be a
Right?
thing.
So, guys, we're going to take one very, very quick Caribbean break, and we'll be right back with the Empowerment Minute with the lovely Neicy.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Get your coconut water. It's good for your daughter. Get your coconut water.
And welcome back to Island Girl Talk. I'm your girl Neicy.
Katie's.
Krystal Khayne.
And if you're now joining us, well, you missed out.
She didn't get to say Katie.
You didn't say it? I thought she said
Oh,
it.
gosh, these.
Let's try this again.
Take 2.
And welcome back to Island Girl Talk. It's your girl Neicy.
Krystal Khayne.
Katie C.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, we have Michael Phillips in the house.
Joining us for this month's episode of Guys
Perspective.
Drop in those gems. So if you're now joining us, you missed out a lot. But luckily for you, you can go back and look at it and share with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So now, ladies, it's time for a very special segment. Like something I like to call what, ladies?
The Empowerment Minute. Woosa. Yes, Now we have Michael serenading us,
Yes,
but we need him to
We
woosa
need you
too.
to woosa.
We need you to woosa.
Yeah? So, let's take it again.
Yes. So now all eyes on Michael, because Michael is about to
Michael,
give us
Put
a
that
woosa.
camera on Michael there.
So I have to stop playing. I thought they wanted background music.
We
Well,
want you
after
to woosa.
We
Okay,
need you to
woosa.
woosa into the background music.
And
Yeah.
with 2 hands.
Yes.
2 Maggies.
Yes.
Yes.
2 descending Maggies.
So now it's time for what?
The
Empowerment Minute.
Woosa.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now you can
Nice.
woosa on your guitar again.
Now you can
Woosa
woosa on your guitar. And our quote, our empowerment quote of the day, and we would like to give you a nice little token and gem to take you through the rest of your week. And today is simple. You invite more miracles into your life by being grateful for everything.
Indeed.
The good, the bad, because it's all subjective, but you invite more miracles in your life when you develop a mental of being grateful for everything that life brings to your doorstep.
Absolutely.
And with that, I want to change it up a little bit. So let's go around quickly and let's say one thing we're grateful for, starting with Chris.
Oh, gosh, put me on the spot now.
One thing.
Oh, I am just grateful for life. I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for the ability to pursue the things that I love and that I feel passionate about in this life. And I'm happy. I'm also happy for family.
Nice.
I echo everything that Krystal just said, and I'm grateful for this time that I get to spend with you and learn. And meeting Michael.
I am grateful for growth. I'm a person who always like growing, and every day I like when life give me an opportunity to grow, to stretch, to evolve, to learn, to unlearn. So yeah, I'm just grateful for growth, new chapters that ending. Just the process.
Indeed. Michael, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here today.
Aww.
Wish I could get to stay.
So sweet. Thank you.
I think there's a song in the making. Is it a song that already
I
exists?
now see what Dennis Stays talking about.
Yeah.
The IG's talk.
Yeah. And with that, you guys, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap for Island Girl Talk. We want to thank you guys for joining us once more another week. This was episode 30. We wanted to have a giveaway, but don't worry, it's coming soon.
Yes.
Right? Of course, we want to thank Michael Phillips for being here with us, for spending all the time with us. I mean, he's such a busy guy, so thanks for taking the time out of your busy day to come live with us.
My pleasure.
And guys, of course, join us next week, Wednesday at 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Don't mind, we went over a little bit. We got a little overboard, but that's all right. We have a guest, yes. And guys, remember, when you go back and watch, remember to like and share this live.
Definitely.
Like it especially, all right? And of course, we'll see you next week on Island Girl Talk, where women are free to simply be unapologetically. Keep it classy, guys.
And
Bye.
drink responsibly.
'Cause we're free. Cause I'm free. Free falling.
We only do it for the day one then. Me never do it for no bag of fake friend. Me never run down. Me never run down friend. Nah, do it for the day one. Say me do it for the day one them. Me never run down. Me never run down friend. Nah, do it for the day one. Only do it for the day one them. One link and one order. Stick to me circle like bricks and mortar. Me never leave them in a wanna. Coulda late in the 90s, I just still gone. Me couldn't sell them for $1. Now sell me friend, me rather suffer like dagger. Coulda end up in a jail or a grave. Me friend, cause you know that's a day one day. Me never run down. Me never run down friend. Nah, do it for the day one. Only do it for the day one. Them. Me never run down. Me never run down friend. Nah, we do it for the day one. Bust a toast for your day one them. The one you are right with straight to the end. Pop a champagne if you're really proud of your friend. Real soldier, we not really borrow knowledge. Cheers to life. Thank God we not fall out and we not no strife. We just cool like ice. Cause we no have no time for no like a petty fire. Me never run down. Me never run down friend. Do it for the day one. So me do it for the day one day. Do it for the day one. Only do it for the day one day. Up all night, stacking up, it's alright. Coulda depend pan them any hour right night. Coulda swing pan the left, me coulda swing pan the right. Not textile, some boy them feel them too bright. Run around, chat a lot of speed like bike. Them not afraid say them crash, cause them verse in a lie. Me never run down, me never run down friend. Nah, do it for the day one, so we do it for the day one day. Run down, we never run down friend. Nah, do it for the day one.